Hello and welcome to part 2 of this Last of Us Remake PS5 grounded speedrun tutorial. Still a mouthful. First video was beginning of the game through cargo. This one's going to be outside, which is like the area right before downtown, through the capital. So let's get going here. Now, let's see. So you just skipped the cutscene after you made it here, and you're going to be presented with this optional triangle prompt. It's a dialogue prompt. Now, throughout the game, these are optional, but there are a couple that are mandatory. If we don't hit triangle, we can't Tessa's going to admire the rain for forever. So, and there are a couple of these in the game. Not many. There's a couple. There's this one. There's one beginning part 2 of the coal mine fight in winter, but we'll get to that later. I don't know if there are any other ones. I know there are some L3 prompts, but I think it's this in winter, the only optional dialogue prompts. There might be another. But, yeah. So when you skip the cutscene, you're going to hold sprint, forward, and mash triangle.
I think it's a bit strange that they're having
like
us
so.
do their smuggling.
You can use this time to make sure your gun's reloaded. We don't use pistol. We don't use pistol until financial district, so it's whatever.
Yeah, let's just hope there's someone alive to pay us.
Someone will be around.
Now, in the original, you had to wait for Tess and Ellie to go through the, this hole in the wall here, but you can go first. And then we're going to turn left without sprint held down and hit triangle on the generator. Not holding down sprint right here just makes it so you don't overrun it. Just like so. Because it just popped up. The game's still waiting for Tess to finish pushing the shelf. And now, unlike the original game, and unlike part 2, the first pull of the generator, you don't have to, like, wait for the... Like, you don't have to wait for any timing. The thing is already hovered over the triangle prompt for the first pull. So for the first pull, for every generator, you mash triangle for the first one, and then you have to time the second and third ones, but it looks like this. See that? It's interesting because it's taken right from part 2, but part 2 doesn't have the... You still have to time the first one. It's kind of weird. Alright, and then just move over here and hit triangle on this thing.
Who's waiting for us at the drop-off?
She said there's some fireflies that have traveled all the way from another city. Girl must be important.
Alright, I'll mention this here. I think I mentioned it in the right before 3 Infected, but this is where you want to, like...
How long is this all gonna...
Like, there's nothing too big here. You want to, like, crouch underneath there, but you want to do it with sprint held down. You get a little bit more forward momentum instead of letting go of sprint and then hitting circle. And that applies when we make it outside as well, so... Circle with sprint held down. I'm only like mentioning that over and over because it can take a little while to make muscle memory. It's like you're holding sprint and like circle will force you to crouch even with sprint held down. All right, and this ladder right here, you want to approach it mashing X. And he'll do this little hop on the ladder and you can move, start climbing it right away. And there's a... and then make sure to mash triangle as well. So, like this. Mash X. Point the camera up and mash triangle. Make sure you point the camera up as well.
Now hold up. There's a patrol up ahead. All right. We're good. Come on up. Come on, kid. Watch your step.
Okay, and there's a restart checkpoint right when Joel takes a couple steps forward, so 53:14. Right there. Time change. Remember, we're looking at the autosave time to when the time changes, that's how you know a checkpoint's hit. And this one doesn't save a lot of time, but it does place you standing and right here. So, yeah.
actually outside.
All right, now you want to climb this ledge. I recommend, I'll see if it happens here, but I recommend climbing this ledge by, like, remember when I mentioned with the ladder, mash X approaching it, and he'll start climbing right away. You want to do that for most things you climb, but there are some where you don't want to do that. This is one of them, because if you do climb this, like so...
Up this way.
Did you see him, like, get off the ground a little bit? And his momentum took him towards there instead of over there. So what you can do is just keep facing forward. Nope, I didn't do that right. Matt, hit X at the last second. And he climbs it a little bit faster and more direct. So that's what you want there. If you do that, he'll be facing, like, perpendicular to the climbable ledge. And I want him to face towards where he wants to go instead. So just hit X at the last second. Okay, and here's another instance where... I'll update the save file. Where you really see it with sprint here. So I'll show you. This is where you want to, like, time your crouches with sprint held down. The others we weren't in an alert phase, but now we are. So it looks like this.
Holy shit! I got two.
Yeah, and then you push Tess out of the way. Let me see if I can show you.
12. Requesting immediate backup.
Just talked to them a minute ago.
Those fucking stragglers are around here.
They're gonna be out in numbers.
Secure the area.
Yes, sir.
So if you let go... Hopefully no one shows up. I don't know if soldiers, like, show up here, if it's just noise. Anyway, I'll show you right here. If you let go of sprint and then hit circle, he doesn't really get any momentum. He just kind of stops. Whereas if you hit circle with sprint held down, he has a little bit more forward momentum. So it just looks like that instead of that. So... And you want to hit it early, remember.
Holy shit.
So it looks like that. You push Tess out of the way, and then you go this way. Angle yourself this way. Then you want to hit circle right after you land, because it's very easy to bonk on things. Okay? You'll get the timing of your crouches the more you work on it. Trust me. If you... your first time, you're probably going to bonk on a lot of stuff. All right, when Joel gets off of this ledge right here, you want to... Don't hold sprint the whole time, because then he's just going to land, and there's a checkpoint we need to hit for another restart checkpoint that places us over there. If you hold sprint, like, here, and then move forward, he's just going to land, and the checkpoint is actually, like, a step ahead. So if you hold sprint as he's falling, he'll have some forward momentum. So, yeah, just to show you the checkpoint, 55:23. So hold sprint and forward, there, and right there is the checkpoint. Time change, so there's a checkpoint. Again, if you held sprint, he would, like, stick in the mud and then go forward. The checkpoint isn't when he lands. It's when he lands and goes a little bit forward, kind of like there. So, something to keep in mind there. Okay. Now, I mentioned it places you right here, but if you just hold, like, right, you can see, like, the angle of this wall is pretty strict. So, what you want to do is hold sprint back and then forward. You don't have to worry about the alert. You're not going to get hit. Okay, now watch what happens if you hold sprint the whole time. Joel's already tired. And there's a chance. There's a chance that he gets shot there. So what we're looking for is we want... Alright, I'll go back here. How do I word this? When he does very short climbs, having sprint held down matters. When he does, like, somewhat bigger climbs... The animation is the same whether or not you have sprint held down or not.
I see him.
So I'll show you. So basically there's two different climbs right here. There's here... Oh, God. Ow. Bastard. I'll despawn him. I think I can do that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, there's two different climbs right here. There's this one and this one. At least I'm sure this is the case. Okay, so he has sprint. Yeah, I still think the sprint climb is a little bit faster on a shorter one like this. But it doesn't really matter with that one. I'll do it from here, and I'll show you. Basically, you saw he has tired sprint the whole way, so at some point you want to let go of sprint. So this is what I do. I do a quick climb here, and then a jogging climb there. A sprint climb here, and then a jogging climb there. So he has full sprint all the way through. So basically it's, what is it again? Sprint climb, jog climb, and then same thing here. Sprint climb, jog climb. And that's that. Pretty easy. You won't get shot as long as you keep moving. Okay. Checkpoint coming up. Halfway as he's falling. So 56:32. 56:45. Okay, so it's not when he lands. It's like just as he is just about to start falling. And that places him very conveniently right.
We can get through here.
We were over there, now we're over here. And we go right for the door.
Down there.
Come on, Ellie.
You know what? Just in case. I'll make a file here. Alright, I'll do this once and then I'll explain it. This part isn't too bad. Okay, funny enough, damage actually doesn't matter at all here. Because when we begin Capital, you're given all of your health back. And from this point forward, it's still only from this point forward, it's only infected encounters for Downtown and Museum. And if you're good, you're not going to take any damage there. So, yeah, damage right here doesn't matter. Okay, that was good, minus getting shot. Getting shot as you're about to fall down into the, like the crater here, it is just random. That's just random. You saw he randomly, like, really reacted to getting shot. It very well could have just been a graze, so he didn't slow down there. Yeah, this area should still work the same on a restart encounter. Let me just check. Yeah, it does. See that? I didn't get shot there at all. Yeah, there's one enemy with an assault rifle, and they will, they're not fun to deal with. Okay, so, first things first. You can hold down sprint approaching. You can hold down sprint, like, a little bit before Joel can move, like this. And he'll sprint automatically. Then, when you get right around here, you want to crouch once. You want to crouch once. And the main reason is because you otherwise get alerted. And this isn't going to be fun. Although it might. Okay, he made it through, but that's not fun. It also might be different on the first try. You don't do this area from a restart encounter or restart checkpoint. You do it from the door with the chain on it. So it might be behaving a tiny bit differently. I'm not 100% sure on that, but... Where's the sound? Oh, the sound broke. How about that? Remake. Anyway. So you might have noticed something else there. That crouch we do eliminates two things. First of all, here, I'll sprint the whole way again just to show you. Okay, most of the time he's supposed to get alerted. Right there. So that crouch, notice how he's already doing his tired sprint. Yeah, notice how he was already doing his tired sprint. So that crouch in the beginning eliminates two things. One, the tired sprint happens a lot later. And two, you don't get alerted right at the beginning. So just like this. It's okay if you get almost spotted. You just need to do that crouch so you don't get spotted at all. And then that brick pickup is just like I was explaining earlier. You go from pistol, we don't have a left holster gun, but you can go from pistol to medkit. And that makes it so you don't have to do this. Well, that makes it so you don't have to do this. Do that, we slow down. And I don't like doing that. So yeah. Quick little crouch. Swap, triangle. And then right around when we get right about here, that's when we stop sprinting. Conveniently, the time you want to stop sprinting is at around the same time his tired sprint begins right here. So stop sprinting right about here. Wait, where are we? Yeah, you stop sprinting like right there. And that does two things. One, it prevents an alert, because even though he's tired sprinting, he can still get spotted if you sprint the whole way. So you don't get alerted, and you get your sprint back for the rest of the way. And then you just want to do like a quick sprint leap like we did in Cargo, just like that, but with X. So putting all of that together, we get this. Crouch right as you're about to get alerted. Do the swap to the brick. And then right about here, let go of sprint. Sprint leap, and then hold sprint and go. See that? We didn't even get alerted. Now, if you have a bottle, because sometimes in Cargo you're not going to use a bottle. Sometimes you're not. You need to pick up that brick. Even if you are, excuse me. Even if you already have a bottle, you need that brick pickup, because we're going to end up using a brick in the downtown fight. We're going to bash it over a clicker's head for the last kill. There are no bricks from this point forward, and it has to be a brick. If you bash the bottle over the clicker's head, it's not going to do anything. Well, it'll knock him down, but you won't be able to kill him with your fists afterwards. So, yeah. That brick pickup isn't optional. It's mandatory. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of fucked. Crouch. From pistol to medkit. Make sure you're hanging to the right. Let go of sprint. Sprint climb. And go. And that's it. Alright, hit circle when he lands. And you don't want to hit sprint, or you don't want to hit crouch in midair, because he'll land crouched. You see, he lands, takes a few steps forward, and then he's like already in this confined space here. So I'll do it all one more time, and then we'll move on. Yeah, you want to hit circle right after you land. Not during. Or not while you're falling. There we go. You already landed on some rubble there. Whatever. Okay. When checkpoint and encounter goes away, there's a checkpoint right there. That'll place us at the stairs a little bit ahead of us. And then with sprint held down, crouch. It's got that momentum. You can. I always do this for the flashlight if it ever goes out. Let me make a file here. Okay, so right here you can't. I actually want to see something. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna hold sprint the whole time.
Think we can squeeze their ear. Charlie squad, report. Shit. I got more soldiers.
Target's still on the loose, sir.
Just to see if it is draining him at all.
I don't think they see us.
Acknowledge. Get to your vehicle.
Stay in the shadows.
Alright, it doesn't appear to be. Okay, so right there, it doesn't matter if you have sprint held down or not. Okay, so sprint up here. Sprint, crouch. I like to turn the flashlight back on. Right here, you're forced to walk, but you're able. Basically, you can't run here until they're done talking. So you want to crouch walk here, and what does he say? Break off pursuit and report back to Sector 11. After he's finished with the word 11, you're able to sprint. And yeah, you just want to do it like this. You can't climb anything either, so you just crouch walk forward.
Break off pursuit and report back to Sector 11.
And then hold sprint and forward, and then just go. And it turns out if you have sprint held down while you're crouching, it's not draining it. So, yeah. Okay, when he lands in the water, crouch, because otherwise you'd be walking. And then halfway you can hold sprint, and then he'll stand up as early as he can. Just like that. And then we can keep going.
This way.
See, one of those things, when he, just like when he was falling before, you want to hit circle after he lands, and then wait until a little bit later to hold sprint, and then when he's able to stand up, he will.
If we cut through downtown, we can hit the Capitol building by sunrise.
We hope.
All right, if you climb on the very far right of this car, he'll do a little step up, which is what you want. It's faster. And then, unlike other climbs I've been talking about, here you can mash X to get an earlier climb. Like so. The animation's fast enough. Okay, right in front of this line right here is a checkpoint. So 102.21. 102.40. Okay, so right there. Restart checkpoint places us a little bit further ahead. And here you can check if you need some stuff reloaded or not. Also, you'll see me clicking the flashlight off and on. There's no reason for that. It's not for speed or anything. I have a hard time keeping my hands still. It's like the fidget spinner on the DualSense for me. Okay, now right here, you want to go this way. You can do this. Okay, make sure you actually climb this way. Did you see how bullshit that was? Because if you climb up here, then the game's just gonna, yeah, it acts weird. And then right here, you can't even fall off. He has to lean off. So make sure you don't mess up the movement here, because you can lose a few seconds. So you can either climb up this way or do this. If you get right here and then hit X, he'll do a little step up. Whichever is best for you. I've tried to do this, but then accidentally done that. So what I normally do is just make sure I do it right, and okay, fine. I round the corner, and I do this. Just to avoid any weird things from happening like that. But I would say the fastest thing is probably this. Because of the momentum. Whichever you feel like doing. In here, like I said, mash X approaching it, not when you're on top of it.
Hey, Tess.
Coming.
Just avoid everything. Triangle, and then you want to mash triangle here.
Clicker.
I have it set to hold triangle to, like, lift doors. Even today, I sometimes confuse, wait, what prompt does what? If you're lifting something, it's usually triangle. If you're trying to open a door, it's usually, like, mashing square for something, like the next door coming up. But, yeah, this is the one instance where, you want to mash triangle. And I also have it set... When it comes to square prompts, I have it set to mash. When it comes to triangle prompts for like lifting doors, I have it set to hold. That's preference though. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. So yeah, here you, unlike other areas, you want to mash triangle. Triangle prompt on the door, and then mash square.
Sort of.
All right, little checkpoint right here. As soon as you're able to move Joel, some checkpoints are as soon as you're able to move Joel. And so what I do is I aim while I'm waiting. So, like there, do you see his right shoulder lift up a little? You can use the load files, but this one's pretty clear. As soon as I see him move, restart checkpoint, and it places us from there to here. So it's not much. Okay, pick up these supplements and then hit circle, and then go forward. You want to make sure you're a little bit to the left, because if you're to the right, you're going to crouch and then do that, and it's a little bit easier to do this all standing up. So, like that. Just like that.
Like it's about to fall apart.
Then do a
Watch
leap.
your head.
Okay, hit triangle, and his running animation is the same. You can hit triangle from really far away, and his running animation is the same as if you were running up to the door. And then you want to, yes, 104.56. 105.04. Okay, so the time changed. This one's kind of hard to tell. It's when he gets right in front of the door after you've hit triangle. Restart checkpoint. You get a funny side effect here with tests. Isn't that funny? Just know this is faster. He starts like the door turning and opening the door a little bit earlier. But it's kind of funny.
Give me a hand with this.
All right, as soon as you hit square the third time, there's also another checkpoint. So I usually go like this, right there. And on the bottom right, it's hard to see here, but there's like some shadow textures that change, like right where the controller is. And it's basically as soon as you'll be mashing square for this, so you hit it as early as you can. I like to mash it and then use my left thumb for pause. But a cue to know when the checkpoints hit, again, is either when the time changes or I notice some shadow textures change to the right of the door. So that's what I use. All right, I am making a file here because there's a lot to explain. You don't have to hit anything here. You don't have to hit anything here. All right, now do you remember back in Slums? What was it, Slums? Yeah, the first encounter in Slums. I killed an enemy, and then I said hold sprint, and then don't let go of sprint at all. Remember when I said that? We're also going to do that here. Okay? Now, the earliest you can hold it down the whole time, but I think the earliest you can hold it down is right about here.
You alright?
It's nothing.
And as you can see, even though we're not in an encounter, we can sprint.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Now, you still want sprint held down, okay? Because then he can sprint right here. We're going to get some crafting ingredients while Ellie is getting lifted up by Tess. This clicker never drops ammo, so don't worry about that. Right here, there's a full thing of alcohol. There's a full rag in there, but we don't need it. We'd also lose time by going to get it. And as you can see, we make it just in time
Come on, big guy.
for a triangle prompt. Now, there is no triangle prompt, but you just need to
Let's go.
hit triangle. Okay. Let's go back, and I'll show you what happens if you don't hit sprint at all? Yeah, you don't have to hit square. So if you forget to hold down sprint, this is the result.
You alright?
It's nothing.
See, I'll hold down sprint,
Let's search for supplies.
no sprint. Okay?
Let's get the hell out of here.
And the same thing right here. Let's say, hypothetically, I did have sprint held. I was holding sprint the whole... Actually, you know what? I'll show you. Sit through this one more time. That's funny. Look at the colors on my controller. At least with the DualSense, and I remember it being on the DualShock, the color, the outline, will let you know how much health he has, which is beneficial because we can't see the heads-up display. So, yeah. All right. I usually like to hold sprint right about here just so I remember.
You alright?
It's nothing.
Let's search for supplies.
And away we go. But I'll show you how strict this is.
Let's get the hell out of here.
So even right here, it's tempting to let go. Watch this. I let go for about 1/10 of a second. And watch. He's lost it. So when you do this, you need to hold sprint down the entire time. And I'll show you right here, if you really want your own route and stuff, there's a full rag right here as well. I'm telling you, we don't need it. You gotta trust me on that. But, yeah. For this route, we really sincerely don't need it. All right, I'll do all of that correctly now, and we'll move on. I'll show you. Mash square. Nothing different happens. So for safety, I like to hold sprint before the camera changes there. You can hold sprint like now, and I think it would still work.
You alright?
But yeah, don't risk it.
Let's search for
Okay.
supplies.
So sprint,
Let's get the hell out of here.
but keep it held down the entire time. It takes some getting used to. And then it runs out on its own right here. It runs out when Joel would otherwise begin tired sprinting. Does that make sense? All right, so there's full rag, or a full thing of alcohol. I want to make sure it's...
Let's go.
Oh, X works too. I didn't know that. I wouldn't recommend using X, because if you want to back up for it and you hit X, you'll quick turn. I use back and X for quick turn, but I don't use it that often in this run. I don't think I use it at all, actually. Yeah, so just use triangle. Okay, I think I talked about this before. This right here is a cutscene, but this is one of the cutscenes where you don't want to skip it. Again, I can't show it here. You know what? Hold on, give me 1 second. Here we go. So as you can see, this is the same cutscene just a little bit later. Watch when it starts up again compared to when Joel moves. See the little timer at the top right? Did you notice how he was able to move while the timer... See that? He's able to move a little bit while the timer is still paused. Developer oversight, I'm sure. But you'll see if we were to... I'll make a save file right here. If we were to... One moment, please. If we were to skip this, the timer would start right there. The timer would start up again right here. And you could see it takes them a little while to get moving again. So I'll... Oh.
Up there. Look.
Yeesh.
It's weird. It didn't make the save file on the cutscene. That's kind of weird. All right. Hold on. I'll get us back to the cutscene. Okay. Here we go.
Shit. Go.
So the strat here is you want to hold sprint and then, like, down and then to the left. If you hold left, you run into Ellie and Tess. And then, like I mentioned when we first began this video, this is really our first instance of doing this. There's 2 climbing animations. One that's relatively fast that we've seen before, and another that's like ridiculously slow and detailed, which is the reason they put it in. It can get you killed here, but there's a way around it. I'll show it off multiple times. The sprint, left, forward, you run past the clicker. Right there. That was the fast climb. Okay? This is the slow climb. And it happens if you hit X from far away. And it can get you killed. I don't know if you noticed how slow that was. See how slow it is? So a way to avoid that for those really tall climbs is to hit X right as you press against it. So it looks like this. See that? Just as he's about to press against it. You can press against it and then hit X if you want to play it really safe. But, yeah. I've never timed how much slower it is, but, like... And I've had it where the clicker actually, like... His hand hits your foot when I'm almost at the top, and it killed me. So... There's that super slow climb compared to this. So make sure you do that. Okay, checkpoint right here. This one's super important. It gets Tess and Ellie right next to you because I know when we do permadeath and you can't do this checkpoint, you end up waiting forever for them. So when checkpoint and encounter just goes to checkpoint. Right there. Checkpoint's hit. The clicker's despawned, and you can't go back. And Tess and Ellie are right here with you. Okay, so then what you do is you mash sprint forward, and you mash X, so you climb over the thing. And this is a good part to introduce when Joel is landing from some high falls, basically. So watch this. Oh, he didn't... I guess he doesn't do it here. Alright, we'll focus on that in another spot, I guess. Alright, yeah, we'll focus on that later. Basically, what ends up happening is... this happens a bit later, but sometimes Joel will, jump down or fall from a distance and then land and then take, like, 3 seconds to stand back up. That's avoided by hitting circle mid-air. Like that. But I guess you don't have to do that here. Hold on. Oh, no, there it is right there. See that? Yeah. I don't know what makes him do that. Well, either way, you don't want that, okay? If you hold forward, his momentum continues to go forward. If you hold back... That's what gives him that super slow, like, recovering animation. So what I do to avoid that is I mash X, I hit circle, and then I turn around and hit triangle right away. So again, it's right after... It can be as he's falling or right after you hit X. So I hit circle right there, and then go. And I turn the camera and hold forward while I'm doing that. So all that together is like this. Circle, turn the camera... I wait until after he lands before I hit sprint again, because if I do circle, then sprint, I still get that super, super slow recovery animation. So, boom, circle, and then go. And then hold back. Trust me, the slow recovery animation will irritate you enough that you become an expert at this kind of movement.
Come on.
All right, once again, climb, and then as he's falling, hit circle, and then right about there, right before he lands, you can check the time, but it's right before he lands, there's a checkpoint, and it triggers in this dialogue a little bit faster.
Just
Okay.
Are you serious? General platforms exclusively.
No real strat here. Just hold forward and X. Makes you move. Makes them go faster. Makes you go faster. Blah, blah, blah.
Come on, Ellie. Yeah.
All right. We are going to sprint in a little bit, so make sure when you get, like, right here, you do let go.
We got a way through.
So you know he has full sprint. Okay, and right here, what we're going to do is we're going to angle Joel so that he kind of runs into Ellie to push her out of the way. And then you run down the stairs, sprint will happen, and then we're going to grab the revolver. Now, we do have to go through that really slow animation of him looking at it, but unlike the original, the original, I think, gave you 1 bullet. The remake gives you 6, a fully loaded revolver. And it's a one-hit kill. I'm not so sure I mentioned that yet, probably because it doesn't apply yet. Same thing as the original game. You know, on easy, normal, hard, survivor, or in this case, very light, moderate, hard survivor. Pistol takes 3 bullets to kill an enemy. Revolver takes 2 bullets. Rifle takes 2 bullets. On grounded, rifle and revolver become one-hit kill weapons. Okay? So, and unlike the original, revolver is a one-hit kill on infected now as well. That wasn't a thing in the original. But so pretty much on any enemy that doesn't have armor. So armored enemies and helmets and clickers. Revolver is not a one-hit kill, but pretty much unarmored enemies and runners, stalkers, and humans, they're all one-hit kills by revolver and rifle. So that's a perk on grounded. It'd be interesting to do this run without that, but we'll never know. Okay, so all this looks like this. Sprint held down. I run forward, push Ellie out of the way. You get some sprint, and you try and make it past Tess. If you can't, just go around her. If it works, I'll probably show that again. If it works, you'll get around Tess before she goes through the door. So then we get the revolver, and we want to use this revolver, but we don't have it in our inventory. So what we do,
Check it out.
right here,
Stay with the girl.
swap it out. Now, you may notice right here, it's the same thing with, like, I've been talking about, like, sprint crouching versus, like, crouching letting go of sprint. Is there anything in here? No. Again, it's like, boom, versus... The same thing applies to swapping weapons. We can now swap weapons. I use square for that, and I believe it's X for crafting, but yeah. If you do, like, that, he doesn't get a lot of forward momentum, but if you do this, see how he, like, continues forward a little bit? So basically right here, I like to do this, and then go. The whole process of swapping weapons is a lot faster in this game because... In the original, you couldn't, like, actually swap until now. But in this game, you can, like... That does create a little bit of a glitch later with the left holster, but we'll talk about that later. Basically, if you go, like, left holster, or... Yeah, left holster, swap, then right before he's finished unloading his backpack, the game swaps back to the original gun. But, you know, we'll focus on that later. You won't notice it too much. So yeah, pick up the revolver, swap it here, and then go downstairs. And you want to do a jump because otherwise he, like, leans off the side. And, yeah. We'll do all of that again, and then we'll focus on the fight. The fight is actually very easy.
Just don't look down.
Are you serious?
Certainly a lot easier than...
General platforms exclusively.
a lot easier than
Possibly go.
the original.
Come on, Ellie. Yeah. Don't look down. Just don't look down.
You're okay.
Okay, so remember, I have
We gotta
sprint
wait.
held down the whole time. I wait until Joel's body is angled this way. I hold forward, push Ellie out of the way. Joel gets sprint, I move around Tess, and I go for the gun. And sometimes Ellie can block you here. which she didn't. Swap, and go. And then as soon as the encounter begins, you see it's before he lands, so we want to do a restart checkpoint to avoid any randomness and like the long recovery animation like I was talking about. Okay, this fight. Do it once and then explain it. That's it. And then after you're done, you pick up this melee weapon and that brick, and then you wait for the encounter to end. We can do this as many times as we want. Okay, first things first, don't sprint this way, because you'll get heard by that clicker. Like, you want to get alerted by the one at the end of the hall, but you don't want to get alerted by this clicker. If you hug this side of the wall instead the left, the clicker will hear you, and he won't be in the spot that you want. The first things first, go and hug this side of the wall. And as you see, the clicker wasn't alerted to us that whole time. Now, then just fire 3 revolver bullets. One, 2, 3. Alright, why did that happen? Probably because I didn't go into the room. Yeah, you want to bait that one runner at the other end of the hall to run at you, and that won't happen if you don't go into the room fast enough. So you want to be in here so this runner goes towards you. Okay? And like I mentioned with I believe it's slums, a swap to a brick or bottle and then hitting flat-footed square is very fast. It's like one of the fastest animations in the game. It's like, boom, see that? Make sure you don't have sprint held down, because otherwise you're going to do that. And you don't want to do that. You want to do the bashing. So you make sure you're flat-footed without sprint held down. Yeah. Again, if you're getting the body shots from here, this runner isn't going to be there. So, yeah. Make sure when you get those shots, you are in this room when you get them. Otherwise, that runner will be in a spot you don't want him to be. Now, if your movement is perfect, you can also do a quick turn here and then sprint. No, I got alerted too early. Yeah, if you want, you can do a quick turn here. It's not that big a deal. I wouldn't recommend it. If your movement is perfect right here, this shot can be a little bit difficult because he's behind the door. So if you want, what you can do is like brush against this door here. That slows him down. I think you get it. It's up to you if you want to like do this and then sprint forward. I wouldn't really recommend it, though. This feels a little bit more natural because you're moving the entire time. All right, I can also show you something else. This is another instance where you want to get the first shot with sprint held down. Let me show you. Let me tell you why. Because if you do this thing where you let go, like, boom. Do you see how it takes him a little bit longer to start sprinting again? So here, it's like this. Boom. Notice how he's not sprinting right away. If you have sprint held down the entire time, it's easier. See? He sprints right away. That's the whole reason I do that. You want to do that with the first bullet, not necessarily with the second and third. See, because if you let go of sprint... Oh, I missed. Hold on. If you... I think you see where I'm going. If you let go of sprint, you might not make it into the room in time. Also, make sure you don't hit their legs, because this game has the severed leg crawling runner thing from part 2. Also, I gotta tell you, doing a brick bash is like a lifesaver in this. Here, watch. Oh, okay, yeah, it killed him, but... The brick bash on the clickers never really worked in the original. It didn't work properly. It would most likely result in a death. Even if a clicker is right on top of you, if you have a brick in your hand and you hit square, you're not going to get killed by him, no matter what. But yeah, I was mentioning, make sure when you fire this first bullet, you have sprint held down the whole time, because... You see, it gets you into the room a little bit faster. Yeah, clickers are very finicky. Like, watch. See that? He was right on top of me. And there's also... You can do it from far away as well, and you're fine. So yeah, all that put together, make sure you have sprint held down the whole time here. Boom, boom, boom. Shoulder swap. Use the brick for the kill. Now, that clicker right there is sometimes capable of dropping a revolver bullet. What am I gonna do? Let me see if he will drop one. All right, he's capable of dropping one, okay? It doesn't... Do the repeated pauses right there. Checkpoint there, and you're good. And again, we picked up a melee weapon and a brick behind the thing. What was I talking about? Yeah. Whether or not that clicker drops a revolver bullet for you, that won't affect anything having to do with downtown or museum. That will affect right before Bill's trap. There's a revolver with one bullet right before there that we use to get rid of the nail bomb. If this clicker drops a bullet, you don't have to pick up that bullet. If he doesn't drop it, you pick it up and reload it, wastes like a second. So you don't really change anything. It doesn't affect the rest of this split and Museum and Capital, okay? It's just a luxury thing. All right, so, right off the bat, as you notice, there's a revolver. There's a revolver at our foot. I don't know if I'd recommend mashing triangle. Yeah, you can. But you want to... Yeah, you want to make sure... Alright, so this is interesting. You actually have some movement while the screen is black. Here, look. See, there's nothing. But if I hold sprint and forward, see how he was already moving? That doesn't apply to every single checkpoint and cutscene in the game. But it definitely applies here. So if you are going to try and pick up you need that revolver bullet. It's mandatory to pick up. But I'm saying, if you just hold sprint forward, look down, and mash triangle, you're not going to get it. So what I like to do is hold up left and look down. And, yeah, I pick it up that way. You can also, of course, when you're finished, you can also, of course, just pick it up and then move on. But, yeah, I like to hold up left, down, and mash triangle. Like so. And then just hit triangle for this when he stands up.
Tess, go.
All right, hold on. Here, this'll work. Come here, Ellie.
All right, right here. There's a couple different ways to climb up this thing here. It's kind of glitchy.
That should do it.
Of course, you could do this where you just climb forward, but that's kind of slow. There is a thing we can do here. Let me see if I can get it. Where if you hit X from like over here, you can get that. And then you just have to let go of sprint, then hold it back down, and he'll start running right there. But yeah, it's kind of weird. There's also this, I think. That's probably the most frequent. There is a step-up one. There's another one. I don't know how to trigger it. Oh yeah, that. And then you go. So there's like 3 different ways to climb up. Usually you start from here. I usually just hold sprint and then just hit X like that. That's the fastest one right there. And then I reload. If you want to, there's some health right... Oh my god, fuck off. Okay, fine. There's some health right there. I don't recommend getting it because you don't need it. Okay? Where's this placing me? Okay. Yeah, you don't need it. Okay, we go this way.
You get through here.
Crouch right away. This one's kind of hard to get through. Like, the invisible walls here are kind of strict, so make sure you take a wide turn and then go this way. And you want to do that. You want to take the wide turn because even if you're like this, sometimes the forward momentum can be a little slow. Okay, this leap right here is... I don't like this part. You want to jump because otherwise you get this leaning off the side thing, and there's that slow landing animation again. Remember that one?
You get through here.
So to avoid the leaning off the ledge thing, you want to do a jump. But if you do a sprint jump, you get that. So what you want to end up doing is doing that jump without sprint held down.
You get through here.
This is important. This is like this one can lose a lot of time. So when you approach this thing, you want to like let go of sprint right here so he'll do a jogging leap instead of leaping. If you don't have sprint held down, he won't jump as far, basically. So like this. See how he didn't go as far? Now, he's going to do that slow recovery animation the whole time. You know what? Here, I won't restart checkpoint anymore. So as soon as he jumps, hit circle. And then we can go.
After we get back, we'll take it easy.
If you were to do a sprint jump and hit circle, he just...
Hey, you're the one who's going on.
See that? He hits the wall. He goes a lot further. So, yeah. All right, all of that put together.
You get through here. Watch your back.
You get this. Let go, circle, and then go. Nice and simple.
After we get back.
All right, right here, try not to sprint. Try not to, once you exit this enclosed space, try not to just run forward, because this game has a really annoying animation of him pressing up against a wall. Like that. This game is in love with its animations. It's our duty as speedrunners to avoid all of them, okay? So yeah, there's this dumb animation right here. Oh, a wall, let me press against it. Just angle yourself away from it. Like that. Where's this gonna place us? Alright, back here.
You get through here. Watch your back.
Even right there, if you don't turn the camera and hold, like, the opposite direction,
You get through here.
his momentum takes him forward. So even something like that. When he falls, you want to hold the opposite direction.
Watch your back.
Like so. Let go of sprint. Crouch. And go. And make this turn so you don't press up against that wall.
You can take it easy.
Like so.
You won't take
Now
it.
here's another instance. Remember when we were first introduced to clickers and I talked about the climbing? Same thing here. To avoid
And you almost
this.
brushed me off.
Well, not this time.
Unbelievable when I see it.
Once you leave here, press up against this and hit X. Just the difference in animations is ridiculous. Here, look. There's that versus that. Make sure when you exit here, you're pressed up against this wall and you hit X to climb. Alright? Hold sprint there. Here's another example where you want to hit back as he falls. Otherwise, it's going to be this. And that kind of just takes us away from where we want to end up. Oh, is it going to send us back? Nah, whatever. Alright. Well, that's just about everything, so...
Get through here. Watch your back.
Let go. Jump. Circle. Hold sprint after he lands. Sprint, crouch. Don't hit that wall.
You want to take it easy.
Hold sprint, press up against this wall, X,
And you always brush
and
me
then
off.
crouch.
This time.
And then hold sprint
Really
and go.
glad to see it.
Turn the left stick backwards,
Through here.
there. And then go. And then, as he's falling, there's another checkpoint that places us like... Oh, okay, I hit it. It's halfway as he's falling. Again, check the times. It's going to place us right here. This one doesn't save a lot of time, but it does save some time. Because when he falls, he doesn't run as fast again. If you didn't get the brick at the end of the fight, you get it here. Now, I get asked this all the time. Oh, there's a Molotov there.
These guys aren't.
There's a
doing well
Molotov
anyway.
right there. That right there is the reason you don't want to pick one up. Okay? You don't want to pick this one up. Because then... Well, same thing. I thought there was a longer animation for it. Whatever. So if you didn't get the brick before, pick it up here. Don't pick up this Molotov here. There's a Molotov at the end of this train station here. Yeah, there's a Molotov at the end of this train station right here. So, because we're going to be in the middle of an encounter, he won't bother, like, spending a long time looking at it. He'll literally just pick it up like it's some other thing. That's why we do that. I just want to see something real quick. Oh. Okay. I don't know. I thought that would work. Okay. What else to mention? Yes. Throughout the game, this is the first instance of this. Throughout the game, you're going to want to have a specific thing in your hand before you enter an area. Because the next time, let's say it's a cutscene or maybe it's in-game cinematic like this one, the next time you hit aim, it's going to have in your hand whatever was in your hand right before it, even if it's a cutscene. So if you had a med kit in your hand, the cutscene's over and you hit heal, you're going to heal. If you had a gun, R1's going to pull out a gun. If you had a brick, you hit R1 after this is over, the brick's going to be in your hand. Same thing applies with aiming. Basically, our first thing of movement is going to be distracting them with a brick. The strategy can be a bit difficult, but it's consistent. Yeah, so we make sure, like, you don't have nothing, or like, if you forget and you have a revolver in your hand, when you aim, after this, you're going to have the revolver. You don't want that. Make sure you have the brick in your hand the entire time, okay? Again, if you didn't get it from the fight, there's a free one right here. Make sure a brick is the thing that's in your hand, okay? And then right there begins the encounter. And when you restart checkpoint, you skip their whole conversation and you can just begin the encounter, which is good and convenient. I'll update the save file right here. So let me do this once.
This way. Almost out of this. Come on. Shit.
And that's that. I'll do it one more time and then I'll explain it. Watch when I throw that bottle against the vending machine, like the red vending machine, which is specific. You need to do that. Well, there was a clicker there. That's the one random thing in this encounter. Sometimes there's a clicker there, sometimes there's not. And you do have to do something different based on if he's there or not. So I'll do it again and see if he's not there. Okay, I don't know why that happened. Forget it. Okay, right there.
Almost out of this. Come on.
Did you see the difference? So, if you're running forward and you see a clicker, you have to crouch and then manually arc the throw. If the clicker isn't there, you can just continue walking and throw it. Okay. All right, so first things first. You want to aim, walk forward, and throw this really far. Okay, so the whole movement looks like, again, you're aiming, holding forward, turning the right stick up left, and then timing it. And then timing the throw. Okay, and then right afterwards, you want to look down and pick up the bottle that's right at your feet. Now, there's also some specific movement right there. First of all, let me show you why the throw has to be far. If you throw it too short, that's why. That clicker that was by the vending machines, he hears it. But if you throw it really far, like that, he won't go to investigate it. So that's pretty easy to remember. If you throw it short, he'll investigate it. If you throw it really far, he won't. Okay? Let's see. What else? So yeah, that's why you need to have a brick in your hand right away. We start with aim. Throw it far. Right after you throw it, you have to move slowly. Because if you move at full speed, two things are going to happen. One, you're not going to be able to pick up the bottle that's right at your feet. And two, their senses are very, very good on grounded. Very, very good. So yeah, two birds with one stone here. You get the bottle at your feet, and you don't get alerted by that clicker. Now, after the bottle lands, you can crouch walk at full speed for a couple seconds. Because they're distracted by the bottle, their senses temporarily go back to being not very good. So, it looks like this. See that? You can get up close. A little bit before this corner is when you have to stop, because obviously. Right? See that? Their senses, it comes back to them pretty quickly. So. Right about there. And then crouch walk. Once you get past this corner, then you can crouch walk at full speed, stand up, sprint leap. Now, don't sprint right away when you get on the other side. I usually wait until I'm right here, and I just tap it once for a tiny little momentum boost, all right? But you need to make sure you're a little bit past that. If, for some reason, you miss the bottle, you probably saw it before. There's a brick right here. And then tiny little tap forward. And, yeah, so make sure you do it late and just do it once. You don't want to hold it down. Just a one little, boom. And he does like a little thing forward. So if you miss the bottle, there's a brick right there, but as you saw, it's a little bit iffy to pick up and then do a sprint leap, because you can do a sprint leap from pretty far away. So yeah, continuing to do this. Crouch walk. Boom. You can also do this if you want. It's a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier doing this instead of doing this. They're about the same speed, as you can see. You don't want to crouch walk at full speed again, because they'll hear that. But they won't hear this, and they won't hear this. I personally do this because I feel like I have some control over it. This is a little bit easier. It's personal preference, really. They won't hear either, but at least I don't think they will. Let me see. Okay, they do hear that here. Yeah, I would recommend, unless you do it early enough, I'd recommend not doing this. Yeah, you got to do it early enough. And then again, you can do a sprint leap from pretty far away. See that? You don't have to be, like, too near it. Yeah, you can do those little leaps through the windows from very far away. Same as climbable ledges and stuff like that. Okay. I personally don't do the bottle aiming there. So I just do a crouch walk. Yeah. Far throw. Okay, he didn't. Yeah, I guess I didn't focus on that either. The clicker does a little chirp when he thinks he hears something. So if you do like a crouch walk, I want to see if this works. I might get too close to him. No, it still works. Oh, there's that clicker. All right, yeah. You'll notice the clicker gets out of your way a little bit earlier if you get him to chirp. So after you throw the bottle, you can hold forward for a little bit longer, but then like right after, just slightly. I can explain this the best I can. You got to practice it yourself to understand why things work, why things don't. But yeah. And then the movement right here, you don't want to stand up too early because they're only right there. I guarantee you, if you stand up too early, they're going to hear it. Like here, I'll stand up right here. They heard that because he's right there. So the order of things is I crouch walk a little bit, then I crouch walk at full speed, then I stand up right after, and then I do a sprint leap. It's like you're building up to your as fast as you can go there. Think of it like that. Think of it like you're building up speed. So we crouch walk. We have to remain crouch walking. Then we crouch walk at full speed. Then I stand up. Then I sprint leap. Okay, so think of it as like you're building speed. Now for right here, again, tap sprint late. And then sometimes there's a clicker here, sometimes there's not. If he's there, you need to crouch walk and then manually throw it there. And then because, again, their senses are bad because they were distracted, once the bottle hits the vending machine, you can start sprinting. And they won't hear you. Okay? Whoa. And that right there is why when you leap through the window, you want to hit circle so he's landing. Okay? So he's crouched when he lands. Okay? Again. Chirp. Crouch walk. Let go. Right around here. Crouch walk full speed. Stand up. Sprint leap. Boom. Clicker is not here, so vending machine. Sprint. Circle. Now, I personally here choose to do the brick aiming because, well, just because. That's a preference for me. What else to mention here? Sprint forward, leap, crouch, brick, aim. There's a molly right here. When you get on top of the molly, let go, hit triangle. It's like a timing mechanism, because if you stand up too, again, that clicker's right next to you. There's always, I guess I didn't mention that here, there's always a clicker to the left of this ladder right here. You cannot hit triangle prompt on this ladder until the clicker is gone. If you kill him in any way, if you kill him in any way, it's going to alert them. You can shiv him, but we need the shiv for Billstown. Yeah, we picked up. Where did we pick up a shiv? Right before cargo in that one building. Yes, we only have one shiv and we need it for Billstown, so we can't use a shiv on this clicker. And pretty much any other method of killing him is going to alert the rest of the clickers. So our only method is to distract him, get him away from here. Now, there is one, this has happened a couple times. You need to throw that brick onto that red vending machine. For some reason, that's like, it distracts almost everybody in the room. It's a sweet spot. I don't know why, but I'll show you something. This is something that's happened to me quite a few times. Where I end up throwing it right here. Alright, the clicker heard that. I end up throwing it right there, in between those two things, and this clicker doesn't hear it. Like, I don't even think I can get that to happen on purpose if I tried, but you'd be surprised how many times I've done that in a run. And that right there is why, if that clicker is randomly right there, you have to crouch and then manually aim at the red vending machine. Because if you don't, he'll hear you standing up. And if you just throw it, it's going to lock onto him. So if that clicker's there, you need to crouch, throw it, and after it lands, even though he's there, you can still sprint. Okay? So yeah. If he's not there, you don't have to do a manual throw. Throws in this game without aiming go further than in the original. So like that. Boom. There's that. Crouch. Brick pickup. I like to aim. When you're right on top of the Molotov, pick it up, stand up, and then go. Yeah, red vending machine. It also works on the vending machine to the right, but I don't like aiming that far to the right. Like here. That vending machine to the right actually has glass that can break. It needs to hit one of those vending machines. To watch, I'll throw it onto this one. Because it has very loud glass breaking. That's why. Oh, I guess don't do that. I didn't know that was a possibility. If that happens, do this. Distract. See that? That's the next thing I'm getting to. Yeah, right there is the reason I wouldn't recommend the vending machine to the right. It's too far away to get him to run away. So I didn't know that was a thing until now. Trust me, the more you do this, the more you get used to it. So yeah, I like to throw it right there. See how nice, quick, and simple that was? Also, don't, like, walk this way. That should be pretty obvious, but when you're waiting for the clicker to pass you, be as far to the left as you can to where you're, like, still going to get the Molotov. The time, when you do that strat specifically, the timing is convenient so that you're safe to let go of aim right around the time you pick up the Molotov that's almost behind you. It's right at your feet. And then you can stand up. Don't sprint. stand up, and then just hit triangle. Okay, I need to show you one thing that can happen. It has to do with this throw. I went on a, recently, I went on a slump with this area, and it was because of the throw. And I threw it right around here. Basically, what happened is the clicker didn't hear it. Oh! Here, I'm just gonna improvise. Here, watch this. Yeah, the brick is overpowered. Let me just show that off real quick. You don't necessarily have to constantly do a brick bash and kill him with it. If you have a melee weapon, one bash on a runner and then a sprint swing with a melee weapon is enough to kill. And then 2 brick bashes and a sprint swing with a melee weapon is enough for a kill as well. And the brick won't break as long as it's not the... Yeah, the brick won't break as long as it's not the killing move. It's the final... The brick basically has infinite number of hits as long as the hit doesn't kill whoever you're hitting. So watch this. It's kind of fun. One. Isn't that cool? And if you don't have a melee weapon, you can still... What you do, you swap to another thing real quick and then use your fists, and you can do that against a clicker. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. That's great as a backup strategy, okay? Let's say you're doing permadeath. That's a great backup strategy. Brick is OP. Now, some people are like, team brick or team bottle? If you have a bottle... That's all you can do. It knocks him to the ground, and it doesn't even knock him to the ground. But yeah, that... We do end up using that brick bash, like one brick bash on a runner and then a sprint swing. I need to check something. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you want it to be a one brick bash and then an insta-kill with a melee weapon, it has to be sprinting. Okay? That doesn't apply to clickers, though. See that? It does with runners, though. And humans and stalkers. Yeah, that's more just fun fact. It doesn't have to do with this area. But, yeah. We do use the double brick, like, single brick bash melee weapon kill a little bit later. We use it in truck push. And, trying to think. We use it in the high school as well. Yeah. But let's go back to doing that. I think I'm out of stuff to explain here. Let me see if I can find a video real quick. Hold on. All right, I found the video I wanted. I'm performing what we're doing right now, but the throw went in such a perfect spot, it distracted everybody except the clicker that was near the ladder.
This way. Almost out of this. Come on.
There. Over there.
And there isn't anything... Again, you can't use a shiv. If you do the brick bash thing, you make noise. So what ended up causing that was the bottle went so perfectly in between these two things. It went like in between. It didn't break the glass. It didn't hit here. It hit somewhere in between there. But just look how casually I got it. Isn't that crazy? So yes, that's what you want to avoid happening. Okay? Now, if that happens, I need to show you, if that happens, where the Molotov is, there's actually 2 bricks. One you distract, like you throw it somewhere else, and then the next one you take with you to museum. Okay? Here we go. I don't even think I could get that on purpose if I tried. So you know what? I won't. Here, I'll just, like, okay, we're right here. What do we do? Normally, I wouldn't have a bottle. So what do? You do this. Go over here. Distract them. And give them room. Give them room. Again, you won't get spotted. I wouldn't recommend standing up because I don't know where they are. But yeah, that's what you have to do. If you get that really unfortunate thing where he doesn't move away from the ladder via your bottle distraction, you have to do another distraction when you get on the other side of that little window. And then it becomes a little weird. I recommend like crouch aiming the brick the whole way and then just hitting triangle when he's gone. Don't bother standing up at all. But yeah. One more time. From the top. Far throw. Slow. Fast. Stand. Sprint leap. Late sprint. Just a quick tap. He's not there. Throw. Make sure it hits the red vending machine. Crouch. Aim. When you're right on top of the molly, pick it up, stand up, and go. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Again, you can't learn this area just by watching it. You have to do it yourself. But that's it. Let's move on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You can't climb the ladder right away. That's odd. Tess will say, like, hey, come on. Then you can climb. Like so. So still be quiet, okay? All right, now right here, you want to angle yourself off so you don't, well, like this. You want to angle yourself off. And make sure you hold sprint. There's another one of those spots where if you let go of sprint when you make it outside, you lose your sprint. So we want to sprint all the way to a checkpoint. So I'm only going to do this once, so it all looks like this. Angle yourself off so it's like that. Okay? So your momentum is going towards here. Climb that, and then you climb up here. There's a checkpoint right on top of here. What I want to show off is when you let go of sprint, you lose it. But also, when you're climbing up here, make sure you can mash X from far away here. Make sure you don't do this. The slow climb, the dreaded slow climb. Make sure you're far enough to the left and you can mash X approaching it. And also, make sure a brick is in your, just like when we first started this area. Make sure a brick is in your hand when you begin this, because we're going to do a strategy up here. So make sure when you fall down, you have sprint held down the whole time, otherwise you lose it. We're sprinting up here. Brick in your hand right before.
Yes.
And then 138.02. All right, there's a checkpoint right there. What that's going to do is it's going to place us right
That's where we going, Tess?
here. So we go from there to here. Now watch this. This strategy, you kind of only get one chance at it. Because when Tess is done talking, the checkpoint is updated. And we don't want this checkpoint. See, watch.
Capitol building's in this direction.
When she's done talking, the checkpoint changes. And then at that point, I don't think we can say... No, we can't, because we already used the brick. Here, watch. I'll do this one. We'll do this a lot of times. The strat's weird. The strategy's weird. We're basically going to distract all the runners, and we're not going to kill any. Okay? So it looks like this.
That's where we going, Tess?
Capitol building's in this direction.
Now, we are most likely going to get alerted at some point by the runners. Yep.
Shit,
But we should be able to make it out in time. And then you go. Now, the reason you need to get this first try is because if something messes up and you restart checkpoint, it places you here, but we threw the brick before the checkpoint was hit. So we just lost the brick. So we can't distract them. The only thing you could do as a backup is like, boom, boom. And then hopefully they dropped a couple, which they did. That would be the only backup you could do. And then it checkpoints you there again once that encounter is over. It's weird. And this is funny, but get used to picking things up without having to crouch for them. You end up doing it like by habit. So I swap, hit triangle, and he doesn't crouch for it. Remake, everyone. Even the original, you had to crouch for everything you picked up. But yeah, that's why, I mean, you really only get one try at this, okay? And you also have to have a melee weapon for the museum encounter right before you head out to the fire escape. So yes. That's a good backup where you use 2 revolver bullets and then do a double melee weapon swing. But in order for that to be effective, they have to drop... of the 3 enemies, they have to drop 2 revolver bullets, okay? So yeah. It's a much better strategy to not have to deal with randomness and RNG via this distraction. You end up not using any ammo. So.
That's where we going, Tess?
Capitol building's in this direction.
I'll explain more about this. Okay, I got alerted early, so we'll see if I make it out of here. Yes, also, if you don't push the crate close enough, you won't climb out of there. I'll do the backup tier one more time. This is literally the only thing you can do. And see, they only dropped 1. If I have 2, yeah, I'd be kind of screwed at that point. Practice this over and over and over to make sure you you can do this in your sleep, okay? It's very important because it's kind of unrecoverable if you mess it up. And you don't get a second try at it. So, if you're going to put practice into any area, make sure it's this one. Because it's very strict and specific. First things first is the brick throw. You want this brick throw to be...
Where we going, Tess?
And again, by having it in your hand before you did that restart checkpoint over there, you're able to hit R1 to throw it instead of having to swap to it. So instead of having to hit down on the D-pad, you can just hit fire or reload without having to think. Now this brick is going to be thrown in between the ledge and that window. So somewhere in between
Where we going, Tess?
there and there. So, like, right there.
Capitol buildings in this.
Okay? And you got to do it while you're running. If you throw it,
Where we going,
like,
Tess?
there, the far one doesn't get distracted.
Buildings in this direction.
See that? Everyone got distracted except for that one. See that? So you can't throw it on the ledge. If you throw it on the window,
Where we going, Tess?
like basically too far to the left. Hold on, that was too far. If you throw it too far to the
Where
left,
we going, Tess?
like that,
Capitol buildings in this direction.
this one was... I don't know what he was going to do. Let me try that again. I think he was going to come out this way.
Where we going, Tess?
No, hold on.
Where we going, Tess?
Nope, too far. Hold on, I want to get it just right.
Where we going, Tess?
I want to get it just right to show you why you don't want to throw it there.
Capitol buildings in this direction.
That one turned out pretty good. Whatever. Again, it's hard. It's kind of... You need to throw it right away, and it's hard to move the reticle like that far to the left, so you don't want to throw it there. The sweet spot is just a little bit to the left in between the one window and the corner of the building.
Where we going, Tess?
Right there. Right there is good. You can even get away with, I would say,
Where we
like,
going, Tess?
right there. Like, that may have hit the corner.
Capitol buildings in this direction.
All right, that wouldn't have worked, but
Where we going, Tess?
right there, that would work.
Capitol buildings in this direction.
And as for the movement, what I do there, when you throw it, if you
Where we going, Tess?
sprint too far, like,
Capitol buildings in this direction.
see that?
Shit, runners!
Right on the corner of that car is when you want to crouch.
Where we going, Tess?
So throw it, sprint, crouch.
Capitol buildings in this direction.
And then I crouch for about 1 second. And then I sprint right here. You don't want to sprint while they're still in this building. That should be pretty obvious. But you do need to sprint at some point. I normally start it right here, because if you don't sprint... If you don't sprint at all, this happens. See that? Such helpful, valuable companions. Right? So yes,
Where we going, Tess?
that's a good throw. Crouch for 1 second, stand up. They won't hear you. But you have to sprint at some point, otherwise... Yeah. Now watch what happens when I do sprint.
Where we going, Tess?
That's a good throw.
Capitol
Crouch,
buildings in this direction.
stand up. I sprint right about here. Tess follows me a little bit further and then is out of my way. So you just have to sprint at some point. Again, you're almost always going to get alerted. Make sure this is close enough to the truck and then climb out of here. This area is so strict. You are able to angle the crate so that you can climb quicker. This isn't an area you want to play around with. Just make sure the crate is close enough so that you can climb out, because they can grab you, they can push you, they can do whatever. It's a bit hectic. So yeah. What else is there to mention?
Where we going, Tess?
Yeah, you don't want to like play around with it and like say do
Capitol buildings in
this.
direction.
See that? You don't want to play around with it, which is why I normally pick...
Shit,
I
runners!
pick, like, this spot right here, where the tiles match. You know, there's this. Thanks, Tess. Real helpful. I pick the part of the floor that, you know, starts to look normal again.
Where we going, Tess?
So right at the corner of the car. Crouch. I wait about 1 second. I wait until they start moving to stand up. And then right about here. Well, that's supposed to get Tess.
Shit,
Let me
runners!
see if I can make it out. Can I make it out of here? That was weird. If Tess didn't block me, I would have made it out of there. Yeah,
Where we going, Tess?
the strat's like that. Okay, so crouch.
Buildings in this direction.
I stand up when I see them starting to run away. And then sprint. Hit triangle. And then she moves out of your way. This should be
Shit,
good.
runners!
Stay back.
See, there's an instance right there. Like, I was able to angle this thing so that it was really far to the left. It was really far to the left and close enough, but still far away, so that I mashed X early, and he did a faster climb. Okay? All right, that's just about everything there. Again, when I explain it, the strat sounds easy, right? Make sure brick is in your hands, hold sprint forward, throw it there, sprint, crouch,
In this direction.
stand up, sprint, triangle, Tess is out of your way, and then just place it in a spot where you can climb out of here early.
Shit, runners!
Stay back.
Now, you'll have a higher chance of climbing out of here doing the quicker climb animation like this, the further to the left the crate is. There's some rubble, and the crate can be angled a little bit higher off the ground. The further left you place it, that's what's causing this. But yeah, just focus on climbing out of here. So if you want to try and get the fastest climbing speed here, just before you let go, make sure it's close enough to the truck, but move it to the left as much as you can. It angles it a little bit further. The left side of the crate is a little bit higher off the ground because of some rubble that's there. All right, now the other problem. Let me see if there's one more problem with this area. Let me see if I can show it off. The runners don't despawn behind you. If you hit triangle while the runners are still active, you soft lock. And as you saw from the attempt before, they can climb back up and get you. So yes, if the... Oh, I think one's coming. Uh-oh, here he comes. Yeah, we're soft locked, and there's nothing you can do about it. I want to see what happens if he kills you. Let's see.
All right.
Man, we are really stuck here. I never played around with this more. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, we're stuck here until we die. Let me see where it places you. Tess. Let me see where it places you. Probably back in front of the building with the runners in it. Let me just see real quick. Yeah. Which, and then you, of course, backup strat. And they didn't drop any revolver ammo, so we'd be fucked. So yeah. How do you avoid that from happening? I don't know. One thing I'd recommend is turning around and looking at the runners and turning the volume up either on your TV or in your headset. Because they will eventually, once you soft lock with the triangle prompt, they won't despawn. But they will despawn at a random point if you just wait long enough. It's kind of bizarre. Sometimes they despawn right away. They despawn right away if you're not alerted. Sometimes you're not alerted when you bring the crate out, but I haven't found a consistent way to do that. And, yeah. Let's do it all again.
Where we going, Tess?
Good throw. Somewhere in between the corner and that window. Crouch. Stand up when they start moving, when you see that one moving. And then sprint at some point just to get Tess to not block you. Now you're probably going to get alerted. And if you want to climb out of here, angle this to the left. Alright, I still got the slow climb. Now let's just listen. This is what I do. Alright, I don't hear them anymore. In we go. Alright, yeah. The area will work. As long as they despawn and then you hit triangle, the area will work. I don't jump on the other side and then... yeah, I don't jump onto the other side and then... just sprint for the door and then listen for them. I turn around immediately and look at them, because sometimes, as you saw, they can climb up and over. And using your ears just sometimes isn't enough, because then sometimes they'll just stop making noise, but they're still there. It's better if you just turn around, okay? So I'll do this maybe 1 or 2 more times.
Which way we going, Tess?
Let's see if that throw works. That was further left than I wanted.
Capitol building's in this direction.
That still worked. See that? Somewhere in between those 2 spots. Corner of the building and the window.
Shit, runners!
Let's see if this works. Yep, it worked. Again, when it's cutting it that close, you don't have to worry about the climb. Just make sure you get out of here. I don't hear them, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, that's basically what you have to do. As for the leap off the truck, if you leap a little bit further right, I like to leap further left because the way it's angled, you get off the truck earlier and it's more direct. So yeah, how you get off the truck makes no difference on when they despawn. It's just something you got to deal with. The strat is worth it because, well, it's clean and efficient. You don't use any ammo, you know? So, and you also, if they do despawn right away, you get to sprint to the gate. So, yeah. All right, one more time.
Which way we going, Tess?
I didn't like that throw. Let's see if it worked.
Capitol building's...
Right there. Because Tess wasn't finished talking, you get a do-over. If you notice that the throw wasn't good, you get a do-over because the checkpoint hadn't been hit.
Tess?
That should be good.
Capitol building's in this direction.
There we go. Again, if you don't sprint, Tess will block you.
Shit, runners!
Alright, she blocked me twice there, so this shouldn't work. Let's just see. Oh, it went after Tess. Slow climb, whatever. So I like to leap off here. Alright, see how they took a long time there? I don't know why. It's one of those things, man. There's no explaining it, controlling it. It's an unknown. Maybe we'll find something in the future, but yeah, I don't know. We didn't have to deal with this problem when we... An old strategy was to kill all of them and conserve a little more revolver ammo in the downtown fight. But the cleanliness of this strategy is too good. We end up doing the downtown fight a lot faster using 4 bullets. And, yeah. And I was going to save this until for another video, but I'll mention it now. On PC, even if they're active, the triangle prompt shows up. So this is a console problem. All right, one more time. I think.
Where we going, Tess?
Good throw. Crouch.
Capitol building's in this direction.
Stand up. Sprint. Don't let it bump into Tess. That was an early alert. I don't like that.
Stay back!
So we're really rushing here. We're rushing. Alright, that's okay. I like to turn around. Alright, there we go. The turning around is optional, but sometimes you can see them despawn, so... yeah. One of those things you just gotta deal with. Okay. Skip cutscene? Yep. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't a cutscene in the original, but it is here. Everyone's always asking, like, how come remake times are so much lower than the original game's times? Well, one, right now, the timer wouldn't be counting. And two, there's probably, like, maybe 5 or 6 or 7, I don't know how many, extra scenes that you had to watch on the original, but just aren't counting during this. Like the Jimmy cutscene in the intro, that one right there, when you're introduced to the clicker in the downtown building. I know when you make it indoors with Maria right after you get in the dam. That's a cutscene in this game. When Henry abandons you, that's a cutscene in this game. All of those weren't cutscenes in the original, so that's mainly where the time save comes from. I don't know. We never timed how much time it saves, but it's got to be like 5 minutes or something. But yeah. Anyway, sprint forward, push them out of the way.
How do we get out of this place?
And I have to mention this. It's kind of funny. There's a revolver bullet right there. Pick it up. This is kind of funny, but this is a thing in the original. You want nothing in your hand when you triangle prompt doors, okay? Because in the original, if you had a right holster gun in your hand, Joel would just open the door. But in this game, you have to have nothing in your hands if you want to open the door. But what's even extra, like, if I hit triangle here, Joel will spend time putting his gun away and then open the door. But what's even more stupid, watch this. The gun's in his right hand.
Well, how were you bitten?
Triangle prompt puts the gun away. I'm going to open the door with my left hand. That makes no sense. I need to have nothing in my right hand to open the door with my left hand? Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't fucking make sense. But whatever, it's pretty much with every door. Make sure there's nothing in your hand. If there is something in your hand, do a swap right before, like this.
Find out.
See that? Anticipate the putting away of the gun. Anyway, you don't have to worry about that if you don't select anything.
How do we get out of this place?
Let's find out.
But you do want to pick up this revolver bullet, and then after this door you can reload it. And this climbable thing right here. I think just like before, yep, you want to avoid that by doing this. Go, as you can tell, the floor here is angled, so just run a little bit further and then hit X. He climbs faster, okay? It's stupid animation. Crouch, and we go. You don't need to have anything in your hand prior.
Sorry, go, go, go! I'm alive. I'll make my way around.
Look, they're here!
Tess?
Run!
Okay. As soon as you can move Joel, there's a checkpoint. Yeah. This doesn't count as an encounter just yet, but as soon as you notice Joel going to aim while you're holding aim, again, you can also use the autosave thing there. Restart checkpoint, and it will place you right here instead of being over there. And you're already facing where you need to go, so it's worth it. Okay, I made a save file, so we can just do this as many times as we want.
Tess.
This is how you do it. Boom. Just like that. Okay, let's break that down step by step. First things first, when you get here, you need to stop sprinting right here, because otherwise there's a clicker right here that hears you. Okay? This restart encounter places you in a slightly different spot, but I think we can still simulate it. So yeah, it's not that clicker you have to worry about, it's one that's right here. Hold on. I'll show him to you. He's right there. So, you want to stop sprinting right about... Like, right on... Hold on. So, like, right... there. Like, right through the door. You could also make it so it's, like, right there, but I do it somewhere over here. Just because it's... You don't want to lose the whole attempt to that, you know? So, like, boom. And then this guy... Right as he's about to get alerted... And then right here, make sure you let go of sprint at some point, because I guarantee you when I get on the other side of this door, Yeah, there's some tired sprint at the end there. So let's go back here. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, you don't want to sprint too early. The reason you need to wait is because well, clickers are a lot faster in this game compared to the original. So you need to give yourself some more room to work with. And also, here I'll show you something. So let go right there. Here, watch. Notice how I was brushed up against that clicker for about an entire second. That's because, you know, they do this long drawn out animation like, I see you. And then right there is when they actually start flailing their arms and then moving towards you. But during that, like, I see you animation, you have about 1 second where you won't die if you're touching them. Whereas clickers in the original, no matter the context, if you were brushing against them, you're just dead. Okay? So that's why we need to wait there so we can safely get past. And also, yeah, what else to mention? Even though you don't have anything in your hands, the moment you are alerted, Joel takes out his revolver. And as I just showed you, you can open the door faster by not having anything in your hands. So what I do is I pull out my gun and then anticipate swapping to the med kit so he opens the door faster. Because otherwise, it might be sketchy. I don't know. Let me actually try that.
Tess.
Let go. So right there is when I start. You cut it close is what I'm getting at. There's no reason to cut it that close. Just remember to swap to the medkit. And then when you hit triangle on the door, let go of sprint. Every time you hit triangle on the door, let go of sprint, okay? He'll get some back, because you saw some tired sprint did trigger at the very end of the hallway, okay? And then that runner will always be just trying to knock down that door. And, yeah, you want to body shot him. If you want to save a revolver bullet, you might. As long as you didn't use any melee hits outside the museum on those 3 runners, you might have time. I actually want to check. You might have time to use it here. The clickers are very close to you, okay? I need to check. The moment you hit triangle, you're good. So if you want to save a bullet, I don't recommend it. The extra bullet, no, it wouldn't. The only reason you would do that is if you're not comfortable body-shotting that runner. And like I mentioned before, if you had to use 2 swings on the runner outside as part of the backup strategy, it would break on the second hit here, and you have to have a melee weapon for this encounter, okay? It's out of the question. You have to. Because it has a nice flow to it. So yeah, and what else to mention? Yeah, you basically need 3 revolver bullets for this encounter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, killing this, as long as you didn't use your melee hits outside the museum on those 3 runners, you can do those swings here, but I gotta warn you, though that clicker behind you is very aggressive and fast. Like here, I'll see if I can... Like if I turn the camera here, he's right there. He's coming for you. So if I do a swing here, even at the wrong angle... That was dumb. He hit triangle for the bullet instead of the door. I want to try that again and see how close we can cut it. Meh. Like, you pretty much see how it's supposed to be done already. You don't sprint the moment you hear that chirp. Sprint after. Okay? Because... Sprint! Too close. You're just cutting it way too close, as you can see, okay? So even me, on grounded, I'm waiting until there would otherwise be like a natural alert there, okay? Anyway, if you really don't want to use the revolver bullet... Oh my god, triangle. Oh, he's fucked. But yeah, the moment you hit triangle, you are safe. Sorry, I'm just playing around with this a little bit. Although that does remind me, when you approach this triangle prompt here, make sure you're like already facing it so you can open it faster. Okay, the triangle prompt just disappeared when the clicker got too close. It probably has like a radius, like a clicker or a runner can't be within a certain distance to open the door. But yeah, that's not even the strategy anyway. Let's go from here and do it properly. This is the last time I'll show it off. Let go of sprint, revolver out, sprint, go past him, swap, triangle, let go of sprint, hold it back down. I like to face this door like so when I open it, so he opens it cleaner. Revolver, boom, and then go. Just like that. If you want to use a melee weapon, you can. It's not really going to help you with anything. And we'll go from here. Now, this right here is actually a cutscene. This is another, I just got through mentioning some areas. This is another area that isn't a cutscene in the original, but it is here. Okay? Now, the reason we want to watch this cutscene isn't because of the timer. It's because it creates more consistent enemy placements for this upcoming encounter. Now, in the original game, we used to be able to just hop outside and climb up and run up the fire escape and leave. Take the plank, put it across the roof, and leave. You can't do that. All the enemies have to be dead in order for the triangle prompt on the plank to be activated. There has to be no enemies around. But they also put in something where, well, this was in the original too, but if you killed all the enemies indoors, 3 more infected would spawn in on the fire escape and then come down and get you. There is, well, I'll show it, but there is a way to prevent that. If you, I think it spawns in on the second runner that you kill in this area. Someone correct me if I'm wrong because it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure it's the second, like once you're able to move Joel, once you kill the second runner, or it might be the third. Whatever. If you kill a certain amount of enemies, that's when the runners outside will spawn in. If you leap outside and then leap back inside, that prevents their spawn. So I'll show this off a bunch of times. First I'll show how to do it normally, if it works. And I'll show you why you absolutely need a melee weapon here.
Guys, get in here!
The girl!
It's for that kill. Okay, so that's it. Everyone's dead. Now notice how there's no runners here. No runners. I'm going to do the same strategy again. By the way, when you make it outside, restart checkpoint, it puts you on the roof. And you can tell you hit the checkpoint because it goes from checkpoint and encounter to just checkpoint.
I'm fine.
Anyway,
Guys, get
I'm
in
going to do this
here!
again.
The girl!
Okay, see that? There's 3 more infected that just spawned in. It's after you kill the first... Wait, hold on. It's after you kill the first runner. You mean the one with the melee weapon or the one with the revolver? Because I don't think there was ever a countdown to... But yeah, that right there is what happens if you wait too long to hop outside. So something, of course, that you could do is... is like kill one and then hop outside, kill another, and then we can wait as long as we want. And they won't spawn in. So basically, at some point, hopping outside, then hopping back inside is a way to prevent those 3 runners from spawning in. So yeah, and after you kill that first... I don't know if you noticed. Actually, here, I want to point this out. But there's quite a few different things of RNG that we'll talk about here. But the reason you want to do this from, like, your first time here versus the second is because... You see that fast swing right there? When you brick or bottle someone and then melee weapon swing them, it's an insta-kill. But the swing animations can be different. There's the fast right-handed one, there's one that's over the top, and then there's a left-handed one that's really slow. If you do this first try and you do it just like that, you'll always get the fast right-handed swing.
Fine. Guys, get in here! The girl.
Like so. See that? It's super fast. You swap to a revolver and then mash triangle. You get a bottle that's right next to you as well. But if you do it from here, if you do it from a restart checkpoint, the swing won't be the fast one. And then these enemies are like right on top of you. That's why, thankfully, the timer isn't running. Like, again, this right here is a cutscene, but the timer isn't running. And we don't watch this one out to save time like we did in downtown and other areas coming up later. But it's more for the strategy. You pick up that bottle, you throw it at the runner, you swing, you'll always get that fast swing. And then you can get in position to kill all the runners with the revolver. The fastest strategy is you run towards a window. You go 1, 2, 3, leap out, and hopefully you did it fast enough to where the runners aren't, or the runners haven't spawned in. Because the countdown for when the runners spawn in happens after you kill the first one with the revolver. The second one in total. Again, we kill that one with the melee weapon, we run to a spot. The moment you kill your first one with the revolver, there's a countdown. And when time runs out and you haven't made it outside yet, those runners will spawn in. That's why you want to put yourself in a position where it's like 1, 2, 3, leap outside. If you're not comfortable, again, there's nothing wrong with killing 2, leaping outside, and then either trying to shoot the third one from outside or leaping back in and shooting it. And even though a checkpoint is hit the moment the last one is dead, if you restart checkpoint after they're all dead and the encounter is considered over, if you restart checkpoint when you're indoors, it will place you indoors. If you're outdoors, it will place you on the roof where you need to be. So, yeah. Also, I should start with this. The bottle throw and swing have to be back to back, okay? You sprint in, pick up a bottle that's there, throw it, and then mash square. There's a mechanic in part 2 where if you throw a brick or bottle and then immediately mash square, you end up with a very quick kill. That isn't quite in this game, but you want to do that same thing, okay? Because if you throw the bottle, I think this is still the case. If you throw the bottle and then swing later, something breaks here. I'm pretty sure. Watch. So I'm just going to throw it. Well, you just don't get the fast one. I remember there being something a little worse. All right, I don't know where they all are. I'm just improvising here. Just want to try something. All right, they're all dead. I'm in here.
There she is.
All right, I was outside at one point, so. I just want to play around with that. Okay, if you do it from here, you're guaranteed the quick kill, but it has to be like this. So I'm sprint, run forward, pick up, throw, mash. It has to be like the inputs have to be consecutive in order to get that fast swing. And you want that fast swing just so the runners don't go crazy. Because one of the runners sometimes decides to go after Tess, and she's still like in this area. So if you're going to practice one thing over and over, make sure it's the throw, like pick up, throw, swing, all back to back to back. This is why we absolutely have to have a melee weapon here, okay?
Get in here!
The girl.
See that? I got a bottle. I come this way. I want to check something. All right, so I prevented the runners, and I killed them. But if I checkpoint here, yeah, it places us here, and then right there, there's another checkpoint
There she is.
that places you up here. So when you do a restart checkpoint, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world to be placed there and then hop outside, but you may as well while you have some sprint with you. If you do the hop outside, hop inside, kill, make sure you hop outside before you do the next restart checkpoint. One of those things, okay? What else is there to mention? Yes, okay. The next thing to talk about is, first of all, it doesn't matter if you have 0 revolver bullets leaving here. It does not matter at all, okay? You can approach Bill's upside down trap with 0 revolver bullets and it's perfectly fine. And we don't use any ammo in Capital either. You can technically use nothing at all in Capital and you're okay. Okay, what to mention? Right. I'm going to talk about just the different places the runners can be. Okay? So we sprint in, we bottle, throw, swing, keep sprinting forward, swap immediately to the revolver so you can get a bottle, which we may or may not use. It's there, and we don't slow down to pick it because he's putting the melee weapon away as he's swapping to the revolver, so he's not like picking it up. It's one of those things, it's teleporting to his inventory. And then from there, what strategy you do is dependent on what you see. This is an area, unfortunately, that doesn't play out the same way 2 times in a row. I mean, it can, but I've noticed there's about 3 different ways it can play out. After you pick up the bottle, there's one instance where you see one runner in front of you. Another instance where there's one runner in front of you, but he kind of blocks your path. And then another instance where there's 2 runners in front of you, in which case you have to run away to the far window and do your shooting there. Which is okay. It isn't as slow as it looks. I'm sure I'll show all of them off at some point. But yeah. If you get the instance, which is I would say is most frequent, you sprint forward, you run past a runner, get to the window. One of the runners will go after Tess, and that's the one you want to kill first. So I'll show that we might be here a while, just showing all this off. The one thing that has to remain consistent in order to show everything off that I want to show off is the first enemy. Bottle pickup, throw, swing, revolver, pick up the bottle, and then from there, that's where the RNG starts. Okay.
I'm fine.
Guys, get in here!
So let's just take a look at what we see. I see one runner. He didn't block us, so this runner, if you get that instance, this runner in the green shirt usually goes after Tess. That's why I aim there, so we can, like, clip him off right there. I want to see something real quick.
Get the fuck off me!
Alright, whatever. Yeah, you always get that over-the-top swing for some reason. So I'm not going to be doing this encounter from a restart encounter, because it's not going to play out the way it does in a run if you do it from here. We're going to do it from here every single time, okay?
Guys, get in here! The girl!
See that? Okay. 1, 2, 3. And right there, there's a specific, I think it's when he's like halfway through the window, he'll, the checkpoint will be hit like that.
There she is. That's our...
So, yeah, there's that. I'm waiting for the instance where, let me see if I have it in my record. Hold on. Okay, here. I found a old PB with the example that I'm trying to show off. So this is, I wouldn't say the most ideal, but it's one that, again, there's 3 different ways. There's 3 different ways this encounter can go.
Guys, get in here! The girl!
This one happens pretty frequently. Okay, so you make it past this runner, and then look at the one in the back. That was a perfectly performed encounter. But notice here. This runner isn't coming after me. It's going after Tess. So I deal with this one first. And then I go for this one, and then that one. So that's what I'm always looking out for, because if you lose that first runner, he just goes off behind the walls, and you end up losing so much time going after him. And Tess doesn't deal with him, and she won't deal with him. She might punch him, but because there's a wall there, you can't look at her kill him, so she won't kill him right away. So you got to kill him and then do a restart check. If you lose control of him, you lose so much time here. And there's another instance that I don't think I've shown off yet. I talked about sometimes you get to this point right here, and there's like 2 runners in your way. See that? If you see a second runner right there, the strat isn't going to work. So you run over here, go 1, 2, 3. Pretty much the same thing, you just do it from a different window. Okay? Yeah. The other instance you see is you see one runner in front of you, you turn around, and both those runners are coming after you instead of one runner going after Tess. Now that's a lot of information, but that is pretty much all there is to it. So I'll do this a few times and just react to what I see.
I'm fine.
Okay?
Guys, get in here! The girl!
I see one, so I'm going to go this way. He's going after Tess. I'm going to get him. That one, and leap out. That right there is about as fast and perfect as you can be. So that one was absolutely perfect. Let's do it again and see what the game gives us this time. Might be the same, might be something different, but I think you're starting to get it.
Guys, get in here! The girl!
Okay. Triangle, throw, swing, swap to revolver. I see one in front of me, run past him. He's coming after me, so I'm gonna boom, boom, boom. Make it outside fast enough. Okay? And you're good. That was perfect as well. Restart checkpoint, it'll send us upstairs. And then there's the other instance right there where you see 2 runners in front of you. If you run to that first window and turn around, you're not going to be able to perform it because that runner is going to hit you or grab you or do whatever. So run to a further window and then do it, because Tess will follow you, so you won't have to deal with that runner going after her. And sometimes if you're looking at her, Tess will kill one herself. Those are pretty much the only 3 things I can recall happening.
Guys, get in here! The girl!
Boom. I see one runner. He's going after Tess. So 1, 2. If you're uncomfortable with that shot, you can do this. again, that comes with a comfort level, okay? That obviously is not faster, but if you're not confident with this strategy, or you're not sure you're doing it fast enough and you want to have the safety and security of making sure the runners haven't spawned in yet, then that's perfectly fine too. What you can also do is kill 2, hop outside, and then kill the 3rd one from outside. But I wouldn't recommend that because their pathfinding is weird. They'll run towards a window and then immediately change their mind and go towards another window. They're just baiting you to miss the shot that you want, okay? So, but completely valid strategy if you want to do that. I've shown you what the fastest things are. If you're uncomfortable with it, there are some slower things that work fine as well. All right, let's see what we get here. Oh, I got a bullet there. One passed. He's coming after me. So 1, 2. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Like, instead of coming out this window, he's going to come out this one. The very moment you kill her,
There she is.
it sends you out there. I think the reason why the runner doesn't want to come out the window that you're in, you might be blocking it. So if you're blocking it, it might not want to come out the window that you went through. So that might be the reason. It's not faster. Hopping out and then hopping outside with one runner still remaining indoors is not faster. I'm just saying, if you're not comfortable with the strategy, killing 2, then going outside is perfectly fine. Whether or not you want to hop back inside and then kill it, or wait outside for it, that's up to you. I'm going to focus on what the fastest things are to do here. Because again, you're perfectly fine with having 0 revolver bullets leaving here. Pick up, throw, swing, swap, pick up, pick up. He's coming after me, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I missed. All right, now we're playing chicken here. That would stink. Yeah, if you miss a bullet, you're kind of screwed there as well. Well, I guess the blocking window theory is out because I climbed into the window. At the same time, he climbed through the window. So it just. Also, you don't need a melee weapon. You really just need the melee weapon for this first swing. After this, it serves no purpose at all. We pick up a full pipe in either Billstown or his, like when you first enter Billstown, or his, like the bar area before his armory. So after you get this first kill here, the melee weapon is completely useless. It doesn't help you in Capital at all, so.
I'm fine. Guys, get in here! The girl!
3, 2, 3. I missed again. Here, you know what? Here, come on out. Is this game for real? Did it really just do that to me? Wow. This game isn't this game amazing? It has iframes in terms of like not bullets, but melee combat. As it's leaping through the window, it has iframes, which means it can't be hurt with your fists or melee weapons. That was dumb, wasn't it?
I'm fine.
You also notice right there, I don't know if I talked about this, when you're doing a sprint punch or a sprinting swing, if you hit either a runner, clicker, or human enemy in the back, they have this weird animation where it's like, like they're tickled in the back instead of like a blow to the back of the head. They do this weird little squirmish thing, like they're getting tickled. And like the impact isn't nearly as strong, and the game pretty much thinks Joel whiffs because you can't follow it up with a swing right after that. It's really bad. Basically, if you're gonna sprint punch or sprint melee anybody in this game, make sure you're hitting the front of them, okay? In the original game, the blow would go to the back of their head, but in this game it goes to their literal back. And the sound effect isn't the same, the way they react isn't the same. It's really dumb. That's what happened there. Actually, I might be able to... Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there, so I'm sure I could show it. Hold on. Give me a second here. We'll do this a few more times and then we'll move on. Again, I think you're starting to get it. Depending on how fast you want to go is dependent on how comfortable you are. Alright, so not that, the next one. So I'm going to do a sprint swing, and it's not going to hit her front. And look at the reaction, listen to the sound effect. And Joel took forever to start swinging again because the game basically considers that a whiff. You're not able to follow it up with a swing right away. And again, that's just iframes. I swung too early. But look. I don't even know what that animation is from the runner. It's the same as a person, where they look inconvenienced by it, like their lower back got tickled or something. It's weird. Which wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact Joel can't follow up that swing with another one right away. Let's see what happens this attempt, shall we? Oh, there we got him. That was perfect. But did you see how instinctively, you have to aim, when you turn around, you have to aim towards that one runner in the green shirt. Because if you lose him, you're out a lot of time, okay? Because remember, you still got to hop outside and then go back in for him. And he's made up his mind. He's going after Tess. So that was a good performance there. So always aim there. If you notice he's not going that way, then put it back towards the right and go for the runners.
I'm fine.
Yeah. There's one instance we haven't seen yet, and that's what I showed you earlier. If you kill the runner, swap, pick up a bottle. If there's two runners in your, you notice there's two runners in your way, you got to run towards the far window, turn around, and then body shot 3 of them.
Guys, get in here! The girl!
We haven't seen that one yet here, but... Oh, I missed. Whatever. Back up. Go, Tess, go. Boom. Back up. Okay, that attempt, the bottle missed. I don't know how many more times I'll do this. Let's just see.
Guys, get in here! The girl!
You just got to keep an eye on how many different things can happen here. All right, there's the second one. All right, so that other strat won't work, so we got to do this. There's Tess killing one herself. So there's 1, there's 2. We go outside. That's almost as fast as the other strategy. If Tess doesn't kill one herself, remember what I mentioned way back in the 3 Infected. If the camera is off a companion when they're punching an enemy out, it'll take like 9 punches. But because I was looking at her, quick kill. Quick kill. But yeah, if you, again, right there, that was really well performed. So I'll show that again. If you run forward and you notice there's 2 runners in front of you, you can't do that strategy from the window that we normally did it from. In front of the window that we normally did it from. Here we go. See that? There's 2 in our way.
Guys, get in here!
So the strategy won't work anymore by going to the window to the right. Get the bottle. So we run over here, get in front of a window as well. Tess killing that one isn't consistent. But if she does, leave her be. Get that one. Get that one. We use the 3rd revolver bullet on the last runner if he wasn't there. Or if Tess didn't intervene. I will do this all one more time and then we'll move on. And funny enough, that bottle we pick up, we don't actually end up using it. But it doesn't hurt to have, just in case something happens. We use that as a just in case. It's not mandatory. And again, if you want to, like, pick it up and then swap to revolver, that's fine too. Let me see if that works. Yeah, that works. All right, watch what happens if I do this strategy. I messed up. See that? And I'm dead. That right there is the reason why you cannot do... I should have run to the far window and then done that. That right there is the reason why you don't do that, okay? Okay, I've shown off just about everything.
I'm fine. Guys, get in here! The girl.
Oh, boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Now, the actual checkpoint for being outside is about halfway through the window. But, yeah.
There she is. That's our building.
We go right over here.
We gotta find a way across.
Triangle. Cutscene. And then pause right away. And then do a restart checkpoint. And it skips all of this. See that? So pause right... The moment you can pause after the cutscene, do it, restart checkpoint, and it skips all of that, and you can move right away. Okay. Now as for this, just follow them. Try not to push into them too much. So basically what happens here is you need to move the dumpster over there. But as you can see, they're in your way. The moment you hit triangle, they will both walk to like a predetermined position. See that? Now if you want, there's revolver ammo over here.
Look at this.
But there really is no reason for it. You gotta trust me on that. Okay, so again. So because triangle, the moment you hit triangle, that gets them to move faster towards a spot that's out of your way. So basically, you want to hit triangle as early as you can, but also let them go ahead of you, you know? So that's good. Run over here, and then you'll push her out of the way, hit triangle, and then they just move out of your way and you can go. Now sometimes what'll happen is, that was perfect, but sometimes what'll happen, sometimes they go down the stairs differently every time. I just try to give them room, give them space. Like Ellie just broke right there. Sometimes what can happen is they end up being in your way like that, and you can't move it any further left or right. So when they're on the stairs, if you hit triangle and they're still on the stairs, just wait for them to move before you start moving, okay? I cannot tell you how much time I have lost in the past from bumping the dumpster into them and then they just, like, don't move. It's dumb. So push Ellie out of the way, not Tess. So that should be good. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I do want to show what happens if you, like, move it the wrong way, though. Let me just see if I can... Okay, there's triangle. Alright, Ellie's in my way. See that? And then... You really want to avoid that. So what I should have done there was just wait until Ellie reached the bottom of the stairs and a little bit past me before I started moving. So again, when you get to the second set of stairs, you do hug the left wall. Like so. And then you push her out of the way like that. When you hit triangle, you can move it forward before turning it. Like, again, find what works best for you. But yeah, there's that. And then you don't have to... Whoa, okay. You don't have to press it perfectly against... Yeah, the dumpster moved itself behind me. You don't have to... It's kind of like when we were finished with cargo. Kind of the same thing. Test move. Yeah. Okay, now right here, you don't want to, like, fall off this at an angle. Because Joel will do that recovering animation for, like, 2 seconds. You don't need to hit crouch, you just need to run off in a straight line. Okay? Okay, I broke Ellie. Alright, I guarantee you I have to wait for her. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna... See that? Just keep your hands off the left stick for a little bit and then just go. Now, you also don't want to do a thing where you, like, try and time it so it's... Like, okay... That looks close enough. Okay, I'm gonna climb. Oh, I didn't climb? What the hell? See that? One of those things, just try not to play around with it. You don't have to... It doesn't have to be touching the wall. But, like, make sure it's close. And then right here, if he runs off in a straight line, he won't do that recovering animation.
Home straight.
Okay.
It's Tess.
I don't remember exactly where the checkpoint is. It's somewhere over there. There's a checkpoint here that actually allows you to sprint. This checkpoint will place us a little bit further back, but it enables sprint. So, 145.07. 146.07. Okay, so literally somewhere like right around here. There's some... You can use whatever as like a guide for where you think it is. But it's right about there. Restart checkpoint. And it does place you back quite a bit, but it allows you to sprint. And with speedrun mode, this saves about 1 second.
It looks like it's shallow on the right side.
Because what can also happen is, if you're lucky, Tess can give you a push here.
What do you mean? I know you guys are gonna
So just like how many times we've seen Tommy do it in the intro or something. Yeah. There's that. Okay. Now for capital. Cutscene skip, and then just like before at the beginning of this area. As soon as the cutscene is over, keep pausing and restart checkpoint, because this checkpoint will skip this. So restart checkpoint right away, and it skips all of that. Okie doke.
We'll go upstairs.
I'm gonna do all of this once, and then there's a lot to talk about here.
Push him forward.
Target neutralized. Took out 2 of them.
Tess.
Get him!
I got this. Keep your head down.
Okay. Well, here's another way to do it.
Put him down! I got him! Cover the exit.
That way's more risky, but it's faster. Okay. Where to begin? Let's start in the first part. So we did all of that. Notice how I picked up the rifle. We need the rifle there before the soldiers come in.
Just keep pushing forward.
However, you need to be in an alert phase.
Took out 2 of my men.
You need to be in the alert phase in order to pick it up. Because otherwise, you get this. So how do we avoid that? Basically by being alerted in the previous area and having full sprint for this area. I'll even show you. There's like 2 prerequisites for being able to skip that animation. You have to get alerted right here, and you have to have full sprint. So here, I'll show you. I'll get alerted.
I hear you, Pop. Run!
But Joel's sprint, as you can see, is tired. Now, I'm pretty sure if I were to hit triangle right here... Yeah. Right there. See that? For some reason, he has to have full sprint right here, and you have to be alerted in the previous area. So what is getting us alerted in the previous area? Pre-patch, like over a year ago, we used to have to fire a bullet. Actually, let me explain this a little bit.
Keep pushing forward.
Target neutralized.
Notice how they spot me,
Get him!
but they don't seem too hostile towards me.
He's out of ammo!
They don't seem too hostile towards me.
You're gonna be here soon.
Isn't that kind of strange? Well, let me explain. This area, there was a glitch here, pre-patch, where if I did this, I hit X and forward,
I don't see him. You got visuals?
Joel would leap over this thing and fall to his death. I want to see if they fixed it for everything, or for everyone. Yes, it seems like they did. Okay. Let me see real quick if I can find a video of it somewhere. Alright, by a miracle, I found what I was looking for. Here. This is actually from my old tutorial back in March of last year that I made for this. So this was pre-patch. Watch and listen. Naughty Dog never made these things unclimbable for some reason.
Took out 2 of my men. Copy that.
And you will die. Naughty Dog never made these things unclimbable for some reason.
Took out 2 of my men. Copy that.
And you will die. So, as you've seen by now, they fixed that. Oh god. As you can see, they fixed that. That being said, I believe the way they fixed this is what causes this next strategy to work. So pre-patch, we used to have to go over here, fire a bullet, and then go to trigger the alert. And this doesn't work from a restart encounter, but it does work from here. Basically, I think the way that they made it so you can't climb it is they put some invisible barrier there, but watch this. You've already seen it before. For some reason, they can spot you, but they're not aggressive. I don't quite get it. See that?
They're gonna be here soon.
And that technically counts as an alert. And it's even one of those things, it doesn't work from a checkpoint.
Took out 2 of my men.
See that?
Copy that.
Tess.
It doesn't work from a checkpoint. I can't do this.
Yes, sir.
They don't even hear that. So this strategy only works from here.
We'll go upstairs. We'll get it from there. Just keep
So this is only a post-patch thing. From here, they will see you. However, they will only see you if you're far enough to the left. Even right here, they're not
You, take out the door.
looking at me. See that?
Yes, sir.
So basically, okay, that's enough explaining. This is how it's done. And remember, we still need full sprint to be able to pick up the rifle as well.
We'll go upstairs. We'll get it from there.
So this is how you do it.
Just keep pushing forward.
He will have some tired sprint here. But
Target neutralized.
get to the ledge,
Took out 2 of my men.
jog for a couple seconds, and then go. You basically need to be hugging the ledge. As you saw, they don't react to you. You need those supplements. And then get the rifle, and then we go. I'll go back and do that one more time. But yeah, isn't that a pretty crazy strategy? That's why we don't need any revolver ammo right here. We used to have a revolver bullet for this strat, but now we don't.
Just keep pushing forward.
And it works out because we also need to slow down. We need to get his sprint back. So one, yeah. I usually wait around 2 seconds to make sure. Get those supplements because you need them. And then run towards the rifle and mash triangle. Don't wait to pick it up later. And then you can do one of two things here. You can either... What's the strategy here? Hold on. I did it perfectly before. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec here. Sorry, hold on. Alright, I found what I was looking for. If you don't do a restart encounter here, there's two different ways to do this, okay? I'll show you both ways. Joel will have his tired sprint here, but that's okay. You maintain that tired sprint. The moment you see subtitles, stop sprinting. When that soldier gets behind that column back there, crouch.
I got this.
And then when this guy gets out of your way, start sprinting. You can throw the bottle at him, you cannot. It's optional. And then go.
Keep your head
And then right there, to avoid the long staggering animation, hit circle after you leap or while he's falling, like I talked about, and then go. So again, all together, it's mash triangle, tired sprinting, let go, crouch,
I got this.
sprint, optional bottle. I recommend using it on that guy, and go. The other optional thing is doing this. This one's, well, it's risky, but it's faster.
Hit him down! I got him!
Again, the bottle's optional, but yeah. Now there is some stuff to this. For one, you see me a lot of time point the camera down when dealing with human enemies. That's because if the camera is off of them, their aim is worse. Not significantly worse, but noticeably worse. So I always have the camera... The camera doesn't have to be behind them, it just has to be off of them. Okay? Now make sure when you're sprinting, you're not sprinting directly straight.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Alright, it worked there, but I highly recommend make sure you're not sprinting perfectly, like, straight, because then the game's gonna think you're sprinting directly at an enemy. So I recommend camera off of them and running left. That way it's more at a different angle. Ow. Like I said, this is faster, but riskier, okay? So yeah, point the camera away from the enemy and sprint a little bit further this way, just so you're not sprinting directly at him. After he fires a bullet at you and misses, you can point the camera up and start, heading towards the exit, and hopefully the soldiers run past you. That being said, the reason you also want to run this way is because if they were to spot you very early, like here, that soldier those two soldiers might be guarding this exit and start shooting at you early. So you want to make sure you're hugging the left wall for a little bit and then change direction. Okay, so I recommend like this.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Okay, I don't know if you saw it, but that guy was about to shoot me in front. The bottle got rid of him. So again, the bottle's the one we picked up in museum. Optional, like I said. I'll do this a few more times just to show you its consistency or lack thereof.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Yeah, bottle would have been good there. And we're not saving the bottle for anything, so you know what? I'm going to make a habit of using it here.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
As you can see, risky. I'll do it one more time. I'm waiting for it to be, like, perfect.
Hit him down!
Ow. Ow. I'm waiting for a good one.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Okay, that one was good. I hugged the left side a little bit longer.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Whatever. Alright, yeah, so I hugged the left side there a little bit. I'll do it one more time.
Hit him down! I got him! Cover the exit!
Oh well. You get it. you get it. Just one of those things to try, and yeah. Now the other strategy, again, I already explained it, but I'll do it again. And those are two different things you can do there. Now it's okay if you take some damage on the top floor because the bottom floor is a little bit more consistent. Again, for the sake of the rifle pickup, make sure you don't pull out any weapons. Because if you mash triangle for the rifle, he'll put the revolver away and then pick it up. And what... Well, you know what? I'll show you. Make sure you get alerted by hugging the left wall here. If you are going to do that restart and counter strat, I have to show you this. There's a chance. There's a chance right there. Okay, it didn't happen, but there is a chance that you can trigger the checkpoint before you pick up the rifle. And if that happens, you won't have the rifle here. So there's a chance that happens. The way to prevent that completely is purely just to not pull out a gun when you're right here. From this point forward, don't hit D-pad, don't hit reload, don't hit anything. Don't even hit the bottle.
Just keep pushing forward.
Okay? So again, make your way over here, let go of sprint so it refills, and then go. I usually like to wait for around 2 seconds. Get those supplements, we need them later. Mash triangle. Okay, now you can swap. Alright, subtitles. Stop. Crouch. And then when you get to right around here... Alright, it locked onto the wrong one, but you saw I didn't really need to. So, again, there's either that or this. This one, again, is quite a bit faster. And it's what I personally use in my runs, but because it is faster. And wouldn't it be fun? That's kind of funny right there because I didn't get shot in the risky strat, but I did get shot in the safer strat. So it's, yeah, speedrunning's weird. Okay, one more time. I'll do them both, and then we'll move on.
Just keep pushing forward.
Target neutralized. Took out 2 of my...
There you go. Remember, they're only facing forward, so you gotta not move too far ahead. Need those supplements. Get the rifle. It's okay that he has tired sprint. Let go. Crouch. Oh.
I got this.
What happened there?
Pin him down!
I got him! Cover the exits!
Yeah, well, that works too. Whatever. Try and get this one to work.
Pin him down!
Alright, that was just a graze. You know what? I'll keep going on that one.
Fairly cool.
Right there. It's hard to tell because it's still checkpoint and encounter, but as he's falling, you can use the autosave file to know. As he's falling, there's a checkpoint that's hit. It doesn't matter if you hit checkpoint or encounter. It's going to place you right here. Okay, now for this strategy. Yeah, we won't go back. We'll just keep going forward. Okay. We need a rag here. There's a full rag right here.
Joel, how are we gonna get out of here?
Actually, real quick, I want to see something with that.
What are we doing? Joel, how are we gonna get out of here?
Right.
There.
We're gonna go through that hall. Stay down. I don't know how many more there are.
You have to come through here. Comb the area. Get him!
Now, as risky as this looks, it's pretty consistent. So again, as risky as this looks, it's pretty consistent. All right, first things first, you want to pick up this rag. Whether or not you pick it up doing a weapon swap or without anything held down, that's up to you. I personally use a weapon swap because I feel like he can pick it up from a little bit further away. Let me see, so there's nothing in his hand.
Joel, how are we gonna
I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. I used to always do it like this.
What are we doing? Joel, how are we gonna get
I
out
feel
of
like the
here?
movement's a little bit cleaner. All right, right here, you have to crouch. Because if you don't,
Stay down. I don't know how many more there are.
Check it out.
there's,
I hear him running!
yeah, there's that.
Charlie, get away from him!
And he gets tired sprint right here. I usually like to let go real quick and then hold sprint for the remainder of it. All right. So yeah, let's see. First things first, pick up the rag.
Joel, how are
And then right here, you want to crouch, because if you don't, there's those awareness indicator things right there. And what it does is they're just a little more on alert, and there's more towards the exit. As you see, it can still work, but I'm telling you, I don't think it's worth the risk. So all you really do here, again, it's a full rag. You can't not pick it up. Crouch, go. That avoids the awareness indicator thing. And then right here, you want to crouch in the doorway and then go. And it just removes a couple more people away from the door. And like you've probably seen, their aim is a lot worse when they're trying to shoot you in the back. So the tired sprint begins, and then I let go, and then, yeah. Now, there's a couple things. The reason I if you noticed, after I make it through the first doorway, there's some health right there. That's a big reason why you, it doesn't really matter that much if you take one thing of damage upstairs, because that little health pickup thing refills one entire bar of health. So, yeah.
What are we doing?
And I don't think I mentioned it. I mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. When you begin Capital, you get all of your health back. You probably noticed leaving Museum, I was pretty low on health, especially because the clicker that tackles you in the downtown building, he depletes some of your health. I think you noticed my controller get red, I think, when I was explaining that. So, in the original game, Joel doesn't get his health back until the end of Capital. But after Museum and before Capital, Joel gets his health back, because I guess there's a time lapse there. Remake wanted to be a little more forgiving. So yeah, starting Capital, Joel has full health. So you can afford taking damage upstairs because the bottom floor is pretty consistent. And there's a thing of health to pick up.
What are we doing? Joel, how are we
So
doing?
rag, crouch to avoid the awareness indicator popping up. Health. Now, if you sprint this entire way,
Get him! By the camera!
it is... His tired sprint happens earlier. Like it already happened. And then I think it happens again right here. Yeah, he's tired sprinting. So basically his tired sprinting happens twice. And also, I know it looked okay there. It is way more inconsistent. So basically, the moment he would otherwise be alerted there, that's when you want to do a quick crouch.
What are we doing?
One, to regain some sprint speed, but
Joel,
two,
get out of here.
it makes the area more consistent by delaying the alert. So right there, and then go.
Comb the air. Over here!
They start their first bullet at you so much later. Okay?
Stay right on
And then
my
right
ass.
about there, let go, then hold back down, and he sprints the rest of the way until he gets to right here. I'll do all that one more time, but yeah.
What are we doing?
Rag,
Joel, how are we gonna get out of here?
crouch, sprint again, health pickup,
Stay down. I don't know how.
camera off of them,
Have
crouch.
to come through.
Remember, camera off of them. More likely. Oh, hello there. More likely they'll miss. Not 100%, but more likely. That was funny. All right, tired sprint, let go, hold back down, and go. So you see right there, that crouch, again, refills some sprint, some stamina, and it, what did I say before? Yeah, it delays the alert, okay? It delays the alert, so they start shooting at you a lot later. And trust me, it's worth it. Okay, right here. This section is actually bullshit. I don't know if it'll happen here, but pre-patch, Joel had tired sprint here no matter what. They patched it so he has normal sprint here. But I gotta tell you something. The turret that's about to fire at us is very, very accurate.
They're following us.
Damn it.
It might happen, it might not. See how those bullets were, like, right there? Okay, I can try this a couple times. There's a weird random checkpoint right there. It's kind of weird. Did you see how close those bullets are? Well, I have a couple videos of getting killed by that turret, even though all you're supposed to do is run away from it.
Following us.
Damn it.
See that? If you have very little health, that's gonna fucking kill you. It's kind of bullshit on the game's part, because in the original, that didn't really happen. It'd fire at you, but it would fire at a spot like on the wall or something, completely away from you. So a way I avoid getting shot there, having full sprint does help things, but what I do is I sprint forward and then I immediately get behind this wall and then continue forward. That's how I avoid it.
Following us.
So like this. Right turn, and then you're fine. Okay? Make sure you do that, because I have died there before.
There's a soldier over there.
I can remember the clip right now.
How the hell are you breathing in this stuff?
I wasn't lying to you.
Alright, right here we do it from a checkpoint.
You spot him? No, the place is empty.
It moves Joel a little bit further left, so the leap over this table is a little bit easier. Alright, checkpoint to checkpoint and encounter. I'll make a file here just in case. Okay. I'll show you all the very specific movement.
I didn't see anything.
Okay, that's actually not what I wanted to do. Hold on.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
Okay, real quick. Let's start with this first thing. He's supposed to do like a leap over the tables. Why is he doing that?
I didn't see anything.
That's what I want. Ow. That's not supposed to happen. Dude, what the heck? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. He's supposed to do a leap over the table. It's not a table, the chairs.
I didn't see anything.
Okay, I see what's happening. If he's like already standing, if he's like already standing up,
I didn't see anything.
what?
I didn't see anything.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused.
Get him!
There, that's what's supposed to happen. Sorry, just give me a second to... Why is he... Here's something that I don't know right now as I'm making this tutorial. He's supposed to do a leap over the chairs. But instead, he's like climbing on them.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
But yeah, that's the strat. You basically just sprint past them.
I didn't see anything.
I guess it's more consistent. Like, you don't want to hold forward,
I didn't see anything.
because then he's climbing the wrong way.
Get him!
So you need to hold upright.
I didn't see anything.
It might be Ellie. Hold on.
I didn't see anything.
I think it's Ellie.
I didn't see anything.
Regardless, hold upright and... will this still work?
Get him!
Yes, it will.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
I'll be honest, I don't quite know what...
I didn't see anything.
What if I just...
I didn't see anything. Get him!
Why is he shooting me?
I didn't see anything. Get him!
I almost recommend just holding upright, sprint, and mashing.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
Whatever happens after that happens. I don't quite get it. You do a step back and then go.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
It really does not seem to be working for me. I don't know.
I didn't see anything.
This is so strange.
I didn't see anything. Get him!
This is so strange. I don't know if I've ever struggled with this. Hold on. I'm gonna edit some of this out. Hold on. Okay. I played around with it a little more. What's working for me is if I hold sprint and almost directly right. Not like up, not upright, but like, and not directly right. Like maybe east, northeast or something like that. And then you can mash X or hit it later. But yeah.
Get him!
Like that right there. You want a leap. You don't want, like...
Get him!
You want a leap over the table. You don't want to climb. You don't want that, because then you get punched, you get shot at. You don't want that. So from what I just played around with, if you have the camera, if you have the left stick pointed like directly upright, I think you're going to get that. So I point it like this way. Yeah, like that. That's what you want. Right there. We'll do it a couple more times.
Get him!
Right, there we go. Anyway, I'll show you the rest.
Hey, I can't swim.
We'll figure something out. Ellie?
And then you go for the plank and you bring it over to, or the pallet, and then you bring it over to Ellie. Now, I shall verbalize what's going on. Well, we spent time on the leap. Leap over the chairs. Like so.
Get him!
Now right here, there's some rubble. If you try and climb on this thing straight, it doesn't work, but there's some rubble right here. So if you approach it from the left, you'll get on there. And then let go of sprint and hold it back down. That's how you get your sprint back there.
Hey, I can't swim.
Now, this part's weird. Well, first of all, you want to leap over late because the running is faster than the swimming. So you want to leap over that railing kind of late. Okay, now right here. It turns out Ellie will not like follow you until you've either gone through one of the subway doors, moved over there above water, or climb the subway cart. See how she kind of like zoomed into frame there? So that's what we're going to go with. Basically, we want to get Ellie closest to us as fast as we can, because we're going to go get that plank and move it over there, and we're going to be waiting for Ellie. So basically, we want to spawn her in as early as we possibly can. So the fastest thing here is to resurface and climb as early as we can. Let's see where this split. Yeah, I'll just go back to the beginning. And you do that by, when you dive under the water, hold X to resurface, and then mash X and forward. Sprint doesn't have to be held down to climb the train car. The moment Joel starts climbing, that's when Ellie gets starts to follow us. And then you sprint along the top of the train car and go for the pallet. That's the fastest way you can get her next to you. We spent a long time figuring that out. Okay. Yeah, this is working for me now that I changed the left stick to a more right angle. So definitely do that. Okay, remember, climb on this rubble. And then let go sprint right here, and then hold it back down to regain a sprint. Once you make it to the water right here, it doesn't matter if you have sprint or not.
I can't swim.
Remember, leap over here late, kind of like right there. Just like we've been doing before, when you leap over the railing, hold circle, because circle is descend. He'll go underwater right away. Let me see if... Of course I can't get this. Hold on.
I can't swim.
That was weird.
We'll figure something out.
Anyway, yeah, I'll do it here. If you leap over this railing here, notice how he didn't go underwater. He will if you hold down circle. But Yeah. What you need to do, I don't think it works if you just hit circle like we did before. Nope, that doesn't work either. You need to hold circle when you leap. So that way he'll go underwater right away. See that? That's what you want. All right, again. Cut. Stupid ass game. Anyway, from the beginning. Yeah, I'm having an easier time with that by having the left stick pointed further to the right. All right, on the rubble. Let go of sprint here. Hold it back down. That was weird. Okay. Leap over this thing right here and hold circle. Now hold X and then mash it for the earliest climb you can possibly get.
Ellie?
You don't have to look back at Ellie. You don't have to acknowledge her. You know that she's there. And then go for the pallet. Oh, I also notice, and this is for the future, I notice it's a little bit faster for Joel to grab onto the pallet if you let go of sprint as soon as you hit triangle. Now, Ellie actually has two different flashlight picking up animations. One's a little noticeably faster. You have no control over it, though. It's just something that you notice.
Hey, look, it still works.
And then you just wait for her here.
Get on.
All right, that was perfect. I'm going to do it all one more time, and then we'll move on. Just because. Yes, it is definitely more helpful to have the left stick pointed further to the right instead of forward. Stand on the rubble, let go of sprint, hold it back down, regains his sprint for the remainder of the running here.
Hey, I can't swim.
Leap over the railing a little bit late, kind of like right here. Crouch, or hold circle as he's falling. Hold X, mash X and forward. And then sprint your way over here. And go for the pallet. Yeah, so you hold X, and then when he's out of the water... Oh, let go of sprint when you hit triangle, and I just noticed he grabs onto it a little bit faster. Yeah, hold X to ascend, and then once he's out of the water, just mash forward and X. That'll get him to climb as early as possible.
Look, it still works.
You want that earliest possible climb. Okay, now for pallets. Pallets in Remake really fucking suck. Okay? They just do. If you place it perfectly flat against the wall like you're supposed to, sometimes it can break. And I mean break. One time I've had it soft lock completely, both here and outside of the hotel. One way that I've found to almost guarantee it never breaks is place it forward, but slightly off-centered. Okay? Don't place it sideways. Place it forward, but slightly off-center. When you get to the wall, it'll correct itself, and then go. If you place it perfectly straight, just nothing happens. Maybe I can show you real quick.
Ellie.
Okay.
Here, I'll try and show you real quick. So what I want to do is, like, just hold forward right here,
Careful.
and then place it slightly off-center, but I'm going to show you, like, what happens if you just move it straight right. Okay. Now, did you notice that it kind of stayed there for a second? Now, imagine that, but for, like, 8 seconds. It can do that, okay? I won't spend too much time with this. Just know, if you place a pallet sideways like this, just know it can get stuck so fucking easily. So what you want to do when you have Ellie, you don't want to... Wow, this thing's hard to move. You don't want to place it forward and perfectly straight. You want it to be slightly off-centered. I think it gets flatter that way faster. So slightly off-centered, like that. And because the restart checkpoint will place us a bit further away, I'll just do this one more time.
Get him!
Who knew holding the left stick further right would fix that? Alright, let go. Hold back down.
Hey, I can't swim.
We'll figure something out.
Sprint leap forward, hold circle. Hold X, mash X, and you're up. You don't have to be holding sprint when you do that. Alright. You do have to hold sprint right here. The swimming is a little faster. Let go of sprint when you hit triangle, and you can tell right there, he just grabs it so much faster. Alright, that's the slow flashlight picking up animation right there.
Hey, look, it still works.
Again, you don't really have any control over it.
Get on.
Really?
So then we just wait for her.
Okay.
So place it forward, but slightly off-center. Like so. And don't place it right in front of the ladder, it won't work. Place it a little bit far to the right. That was perfect right there. Alright, now while we're waiting for Ellie, we're going to go over here and get a thing of 5 supplements. Five supplements, just like that. Okay. Now, yeah, no matter how fast you go, restart checkpoint is, you can either use this right here, or you can use this. Normally, over a minute is always going to pass before the next checkpoint is hit. So really all you need to do is just, once Ellie starts moving, just keep pausing. It went from 1 minute to less than 1 minute. Again, you can use the load files, or you can use, in this specific instance, you can use this to tell as well. Restart checkpoint, and look where this places you. You got the supplements, and you're all the way where you need to be. Now, before we start heading out of the subway, free med kit, right there. Pick it up, okay? But don't just pick it up. Do the weapon swap thing so he doesn't have to crouch with the rifle. See that? Practice that movement, because free med kit, you know? So, left, mash triangle, got it, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Don't worry about upgrading stuff right now. Yeah, we picked up one in slums, remember? So this is what you should have, just 1 rag and 1 alcohol. That's all you should have. We aren't crafting any medkits. These medkits are going to last us the entire run. I like to use 1 before sniper, and then save 1 for hospital, because hospital isn't consistent. So, yeah. That being said, we don't craft any. We craft Molotovs, but we do it later when we're just waiting. And there's downtime to kill. Yeah. Mash X. Approaching here. Skip cutscene. And that is where we are going to stop for today. So I know that was a lot of information. But, yeah, that's outside through Capital. There's a lot of finite details with all this. I haven't even talked about, like, all the supplement pickups. Well, I've made videos about that. I have a big playlist of, like, remake tutorial stuff. So, somewhere in there is all the supplement pickups and what we use it on. Just know, all the spots I've shown so far, I think, 1 in downtown, the 1 in Capital there, I think there was another somewhere. There might not have been. Whatever. The spots I've shown so far, we end up with 50 that we use for either weapon sway or max health upgrade in the elevator shaft in Hotel. So yeah. But that's all the information there for outside through Capital. Look forward to the next one when we'll do the entirety of Billstown. Alright. Take care, everyone. Bye.